What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ, yeah!
And I am Diggins.
I'm Diggins. This is mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woohoo!
Yeah!
Skadoosh!
I heard that was one of the big cheer lines of the little I am Steve. I saw a video of that one.
Oh, the teens in my theater loved it.
Yeah. Good for them, you know? What else do teens have to love these days? Nothing.
Certainly not cheap imports from abroad,
Nope.
I'll tell you that much.
But they get to laugh at the stock market, a thing they have no play in.
That's true.
Because there's no future, so, you know.
That's a thing teens and I have in common.
Mm-hmm. And they get to, you know, they got like, you know, Sabrina Carpenter or whatever. She's doing stuff that's fun. And Minecraft.
Oh. They have Chapel Roan saying that no parents are happy ever.
Oh.
That's that. Yeah.
Finally, speaking the truth.
And DJ can confirm that, right?
Yeah. What did Chapel?
You know,
how did she? There's got to be more to that quote, right? I have
she
not.
doesn't say that. She said that none of her friends who are parents are happy.
Ah, okay.
which, like, come on.
I mean, like,
None of.
I feel like you wouldn't be happy compared to Chapel Roan. You know, like,
Yeah.
you'd seem like you have a meager existence of sadness because she's doing cool shit and touring and stuff. But, you know.
Also, if her friends are her age, like if I were a parent in my 20s, I too would be miserable.
Yeah, your babies.
But
would
as a
probably be
parent
really
in my
young.
30s, it's pretty tight, you know.
So you're saying you wouldn't trade what you are at now for the Chapel Roan experience, which is being a like small time singer and then becoming a humongous time singer and everybody yelling at you about not Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, one of them. They're having that thing again. Yeah. And then now
I was going to say, can I take the money and not anything else?
No, it's one or the other. You got to keep the money and the fame.
Can't these fucking artists just not have opinions?
Well, no, DJ. In this case, the problem was that she was like, I don't want to endorse. And people were like, no, you gotta.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's fair. I guess I meant the parent thing. Just don't have an opinion on it.
Don't have an opinion that I disagree with.
Yeah.
Is the real demand.
I do think her point, though, was like, it's hard for parents out there, and it should be less hard for parents out there. But, like, well, I don't know. I don't think Chapel Roan is like a font of wisdom. I think she, speaking of children, God damn it, my son won't stop singing fucking Pink Pony Club, and I'm not going to say whose fault that is on this podcast.
So,
Jesus fucking Christ.
So do you think Chapel Roan was saying like parents are in hell because of the song I taught their children? You know?
Yeah, like I don't think she understands her demo, by the way. She thinks it's Gen Alpha, it's Gen Beta or whatever. Like, God damn it, the fucking 3-year-olds love her music.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, my niece is 4.
Okay, well, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so she should wise up, honestly.
Good for her.
Make a lot less money if she doesn't understand. She's gonna need a fresh cadre of children.
No, she needs is kids that are like, fuck you, parents. I'm like Chapel Roan, like, cause you know, kids always want to rebel. The parents are like, I'm happy, and they're like, Chapel Roan says you're sad, and then you know that's like cool and dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I think if we've learned anything this week, it's that it's impossible not to make money when being cool to children and teens.
That's a very good point.
That is a great point.
Speaking of that, let's talk about Tron 3. We're making another Tron movie, you guys. The kid's gonna love that. Do you think kids like even give a shit about Tron?
I don't even think they know.
No, there's no way.
This movie we watched was kind of Tron. When you think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of Tron.
There was a lot of it that was weirdly nostalgic, but I feel like it was like a coat of paint over it for the parents and not like important to what it was.
I mean, like, I'm trying to think, what are the modern Tron touchstones? And I'm like, Disney has that mediocre ride.
Motorcycles.
They got that.
Yeah. I hear that ride was good.
That ride it's fine.
Oh.
I'm not like, I don't know. I've ridden it once and I might never ride it ever again because it's not.
How could you say that?
Not that good. It's
Wow.
like
You
fine.
take that back.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You would ride every wonderful attraction at Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, presented by Walt Disney World.
Wow. Yeah.
Did I miss something? I'm the shill. What's
Exactly.
going on here?
You're not saying enough nice things.
Oh, okay.
You got to say more nice things.
Okay.
Yes. I love Smuggler's Run and getting a fresh drink at Uga's Cantina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over at Star Wars
Uga.
Galaxy's Edge, DJ.
Holy shit,
At Walt Disney World.
Damn.
And I love
Goodness.
the stage show where Black Widow does karate against Taskmasters that they canceled because they didn't want to have performers play anymore.
Also good.
That was also cool. Do you guys see that? They canceled all their live people stuff. No more
because
Doctor
they
Strange. No more none of that. Great.
Yeah, the performers unionized and they fired them all.
What a bunch of fools. Instead, they should have just submitted to whatever the goddamn Emperor Disney wanted. But
I mean, I know you're being like Mr. Jokey Joke there, but you are actually correct. So
no, I know, yeah. And speaking of Mr. Jokey Joke, Jared Leto's in this movie, Tron 3. We love him.
Oh God.
What's the best Jared Leto movie?
Oh boy.
Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Or American Psycho.
Yeah, that's a good one too. What about the Haunted Mansion where he played the Hatbox Ghost?
I forgot he did the Hatbox Ghost.
How? It was the main point of the movie. They even had the little thing said Jared Leto is the Hatbox Ghost in case you were like, I like this Hatbox Ghost. It's like, no, don't get too attached, kids.
Yeah, holy moly. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably that, like what Diggins said. What are we gonna do about him? Because I'm sure he's not going to be good in Tron. So
look, we just got to give it 10 to 15 years, and he's definitely on the Russell Brand track.
Oh man, how dare you?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
so we just have to wait a solid couple decades before we know that there's stuff going on, and he'll face consequences for it.
No. If anything, we got to wait a couple decades until they make another, Avengers movie and we get Morbius in, because I feel like that we're going to come around on real quick, and then we're all going to love Morbius again.
He could be the hero of Doomsday. Michael Morbius comes in and stops Doctor Doom by sucking his blood or something. I don't know.
There's a lot of blood in those movies, Thanos had blood. He bled in that movie. Then Iron Man made him so that Michael Morbius should have showed, if Michael Morbius could have turned him into a living vampire,
Ooh, and then he could have drank up all the blood that Iron Man made him bleed.
That's right.
And it would have been like, oh no, my blood. And then that would have taken care of the problem without anyone having to die.
Yeah. What's a movie that we watched recently with a lot of blood in it? Was there one?
Oh man.
We as a collective have watched recently, or that any of us have watched recently?
Podcast. I feel like there's a podcast movie I guess the Snow White and the Huntsman, but it wasn't blood. We were talking about the things you could bathe in, and such.
Yeah.
And
that movie was surprisingly pretty bloodless.
Yeah.
That one.
Everything was, it was PG-13, one of those. Everybody was made of goo and stuff. Is there any blood in this? I can't remember. Probably not.
It had a fair amount of blood. Flight Risk. Flight Risk was pretty bloody.
Yeah, people are getting stabbed and stuff a lot.
The Gorge, right? The Gorge had a good amount of blood.
Did it?
Yeah, because
Gorge didn't really have blood, I don't think.
They got cut up. I guess it's not excessive.
I don't remember too much. I don't remember enough that it's cool. I feel like, but that's the thing, right? I feel like these days, a movie has a lot of blood in it. You're like, oh, okay. Because it's so easy to have that not have blood, and then PG-13. So
honestly, going back, the one that was the most bloody that we most recently did, Craven. That was
Craven was bloody. Morbius and Craven should have hung out because of the blood Craven was doing. Well, they didn't though. Yeah. So what you guys think of the Tron Ares trailer? What do you think of this movie? Did you watch it, both of you?
No.
What do you? Okay. Then have you seen the other two?
No, I've never seen a Tron movie in my life.
All right, great. Diggins, what do you think Tron movies are? Give me an example of like what you think the story for one of them is.
I'm pretty sure the first one is guys like dad or whatever made a cool computer thing, and he needs to go, and like he goes to like look at it, but his dad's been trapped in the computer by a business rival, so that the business rival can like use the computer to do evil stuff, and they have to work together in the computer to stop that.
So what you're describing is the plot of the second Tron movie.
Huh.
Right? Like,
all right.
Because, right? I think because the first movie.
And by the second Tron movie, you of course mean Tron 2.
I do.
Not Tron Uprising or whatever it is.
No, I mean Tron Legacy, I believe is what it's called.
Tron Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't mean that. You mean Tron 2.
That's right. But it has a 2 in it. So it's Tratoon. Right? Like I think in the marketing, it was TR2N. So we love those. But yeah, because I'm pretty sure in the first one, Flynn makes the video game console. Like, what's his name is the main guy? DJ can back me up on this, right? The dude.
My memory of Tron sucks, but like I'm just gonna yes and here.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have not seen the first one in forever. I saw the second one when it came out, but like they're about the virtual world, and you go into the computer and stuff, and you do computer races, and there's Tron.
You ride motorcycles. Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
Everything is computers.
Everything is computers. Tron is like a guy. That's also weird. And there's also another guy that's like a big spinning head thing. Have you seen that? That you've seen. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the Master Control Program?
Yeah.
I played Kingdom Hearts.
Right, yeah. Because it did that.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, the second one, I imagine is with the Kingdom Hearts takes a lot of... Or does this Kingdom Hearts do the first or second one? Is it like...
Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't do Tron. It's Kingdom Hearts
2
does Tron.
But he's asking,
right, but
he's asking if it's Tron 1 or 2.
It probably would have been before. Yeah, so there's room for this new one. But the new one, so first one, you know, boring, not boring, but like pretty standard, similar to this movie we're about to talk about. Second one, kid's dad goes to find kid goes to find his dad in the computer because his dad is stuck in the computer. Kid is Jarrett Hedlund or something, and dad is Jeff Bridges. He falls in love with a lady in the computer, played by Olivia Wilde, and takes her out of the computer. So she is like a real person in the world. This third movie appears to be the bad guys from Tron also coming into the world and doing the movie Pixels. Have you guys seen Pixels?
Yeah. No, never seen Pixels, but what? I do know it ends with Q*bert turning into a sexy lady.
And having children with Josh Gad, and some of the kids are Q*berts. So that's like, it's full Q*bert genitalia down there, no matter what. Hide the Q*bert stuff as much as you want, but we know the big horn or whatever the Q*bert has is down under the parts.
Oh, baby.
Is that what Q*bert looks like? What does Q*bert look like? He has a big horn for a nose, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what that horn do?
Hey, exactly. Right, well, they find out. Josh Gad finds out. Which is funny because that Pixels has a character in it who is pretty much Jason Momoa in this, right? Like the disgraced former video game champion.
That's the Peter... Not Peter Dinklage.
So,
yeah, it's the Peter Dinklage character.
I think so, except I think Peter Dinklage is the one who cheated, the Billy Mitchell of that movie.
Okay.
I would imagine, I guess, like Adam Sandler is kind of what the main.
Be careful what you say about Billy Mitchell.
I know.
He did just win that court case.
He did win the court case, so allegedly cheated, and then didn't even allegedly or whatever. I don't know. Definitely, the Billy Mitchell character in Pixels did cheat in the movie, played by Peter Dinklage. So either way, Tron. Do you think we could deal with the Tron right now? Just computer shit started showing up and lightsaber bicycles were cutting cop cars in half. Do you think we could? No,
we're fucked. We'd be so fucked.
Yeah.
levels of fucked. You can't even understand how much fucked.
How many years of living in the future and getting only the dystopia and not the cool shit do we need to have before we realize the cool shit is never coming?
I know. We never got hoverboards. What cool shit did we get? It's so hard to say.
Ozempic. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's not in any of the books, but that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got VR stuff, but it's owned by Facebook and it sucks. Batman game's pretty good. You can go to space
I don't know.
if you're like rich.
But barely.
Yeah.
You go to upper atmosphere. You don't go to space.
It's the best thing from those that
we don't have any touch like Tony Stark in Iron Man 2 throwing shit hologram style. None of that.
We got 3D printers. Those are kind of cool.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I feel like that's as close as we got.
Electric cars.
Yeah,
but we've made them not cool now.
Yeah,
I made some of them not cool. Other ones are cool.
That's true.
Just one of them is not cool.
Just one brand, and sometimes those are even cool because you can just write Ford on the back of them, and then they're cool again. Has either of you guys ever seen one of those in the real wild? I have not yet, but
no, I have not.
I'm always on the lookout.
I haven't even seen anyone in the wild brave enough to put on the "I bought this before he was a Nazi" bumper sticker.
Me neither.
I haven't even seen that shit.
I've seen some Cybertrucks since the last couple weeks, and
there is someone. Oh, I don't know if I should. Fuck it. There's where I work, the building out front. There is a Cybertruck parked there every day, and I've gotten some like close looks at it because like I don't know. I feel like he's probably not gonna come outside immediately. Like I could probably like snoop around and it'll be okay. And it's so. Fuck, it's like, and I didn't even realize this. The windshield wiper is just like one big fucking stick that just like comes down across the entire thing. It's just there's so many parts of it that.
To be fair, if it starts raining, the car explodes, so it doesn't really matter if the windshield is clean or not.
The rain melts the glue that holds the car together, so it all just falls apart.
Yeah, it's
oh my god.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Like it's funny that Tron is computer. And Cybertruck is computer, but Cybertruck wouldn't fit into Tron. If someone in Tron was driving around the Cybertruck, you'd be like, ugh, what is that? Like it's not even Tron levels of cool. Right. It's nothing. Like,
why didn't your car finish rendering?
Yeah. They need to do something about that. But anyway, Tron, they're making another Tron movie. It's got Jared Leto in it. We love him. Who else is in it? There's other people in it that aren't him. It's called Tron Ares.
Okay.
Does that relate it at all to previous things in Tron movies?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, they're going to war, I guess, against us. So there's that. It seems like there's a war. Well, this movie is a who's who of talented guys and obviously Jared Leto, but you've got Gillian Anderson. Wow. From the X-Files. Remember her?
Okay.
Pretty cool.
No, wow, really?
Yep. You got Greta Lee from that movie that everyone liked, Past Lives. Ooh, amazing.
Past Lives, and she's the friend in Russian Doll.
That's right, yeah. And then we got Sarah Desjardins. I don't know who this is, but she sounds French, so probably pretty cool. Oh, she's in Yellow Jackets. Okay. It's a character named
who's she playing Yellow Jackets?
Callie Sadecki.
Oh, she's the daughter. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right. Now I see it. Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Cameron Monaghan. Wow. Hassan Minaj. Cool. It's directed by Joachim. Oh boy, this name. Okay. Anybody want to take a guess how to spell this or how to pronounce this? Joachim O with a slash through it. Nning.
Hakim Rahanamatobom.
Maybe.
Running.
Maybe.
Those were two names? Seriously? That wasn't one name?
Joaquin Running.
Yeah. Like Joaquin is the first name. This guy made
that was made unclear to me. Apologies.
This guy made movies that we love, like Pirates of the Caribbean 4 or 5, who knows? And Maleficent 1. 2? 2. So, Tron.
Nothing good. I'm hearing nothing good.
Wow.
Best stuff you can imagine. I don't know. Tron's weird. It's big part of culture that I just am not really that interested in. And it's not a big part of culture, right? But like, it seems like it should be.
Hit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a movie that a fair amount of people like and have fond memories of, but it wasn't like a big hit.
No, but it did, and it made like a cultural impact, I think, in just the visuals and like the idea of it. It might be the first going into the computer movie, right? It's got to be up there. So when would they even make that? You know, like you'd have to, your audience would have to know what a computer is. And like 1982, I feel like it's pretty early for that. Yeah. But now there's like 5 of those a year, including the one we're about to talk about. So the idea of going into the computer, far less interesting now.
Now we're really trying to get people out of the computer.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Now you would go into the computer.
Which computer?
It'd be the alt-right pipeline or something. You'd have to like rescue people from there and stuff.
Oh God.
That's what How to Blow Up a Pipeline is about. It's about going into the computer and destroying the alt-right pipeline.
I've yet to see that, but that sounds right.
It's really good.
Yeah, it seems cool. But you know what? Speaking of things that seem cool, I don't know. They made a Five Nights at Freddy's trailer or something. Speaking of Hutchtober, there's gonna be another one of those.
Oh,
yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh well, of course there is. They can't let the Hutchtober energy dry up.
That's pretty good, isn't it? He was on the New York Times spelling bee the other day. I was pretty happy about that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Was the clue like this actor has a world-renowned October portmanteau named after him?
Yes. And then also is 5'3" or something, because you got to mention that when you start talking about the Hutch. And he is. And he's also he's in the studio, not the one I've seen. So we'll learn about that later. But he's pretty cool. Love him. Got to get him on the pod. We've got how long? 6 months to figure this out? I think we can do it.
Yeah, I think so. I believe in us.
Josh Hutcherson feels like the absolute like pie in the sky upper limit person we could maybe get on this pod.
Yeah.
And yet I believe.
I think so too.
Like it's a small chance, but I think it's the last spot on the ladder before the chance hits 0.
Okay.
I
like it.
I think what we'd have to do is have to find out which of his movies that we haven't done yet is his favorite, and then do that. You know?
Ooh,
so we'd have to be like, Josh, we're doing Elliot the Littlest Reindeer. Do you want to come on and talk about why it's the best one? And he'd be like, I would. That's my favorite. So we'll figure out what that is. But speaking of movies with, not deer, I guess, wildlife, a lot of wildlife.
Oh, wait.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, Nando. I must interrupt for a quick news.
Yes, for sure.
The March Madness bracket ending in April, to much of Diggins' chagrin, is
they
coming.
They could just move it.
Is coming / has come to an end. So we have a winner in the women's bracket and men's bracket by the time you're listening to this, although not to give away when we record this, I might have an update for that by the end of the pod. Ooh. But for sure, the women's bracket, congratulations to Paige Beckers and the Yukon Huskies for winning the 2025 NCAA Women's March Madness bracket. And to the victor goes the spoils in our tournament challenge for Mostly Nitpicking. The winner is, drumroll, Kier Korth. Congratulations, Kier Korth. I guess. I don't know if you're just someone who joined randomly or are on the Discord or anything, but we would love to know what movie you would like to have for the pod.
And if you're Josh Hutcherson, mention it. Tell us.
Yeah.
You don't have to legally, but I would appreciate it if you are.
And if you don't listen to this or go on the Discord and were just randomly joined our league, do also tell us that so we can go down to the next highest person.
Who would? Oh yeah, I guess I should. That'd be good. The next would be Sporked. Again, no idea. I think I remember that name though, so I'm pretty sure they're a listener.
Hold on, DJ. Are you just thinking of the concept of sporks?
Oh, maybe. Well, Sporks. It's SPORGT. Sporked. Sporched. Sport.
Sporged.
Anyway.
What is this? Spell this word again.
SPORGT.
Oh, Sporged. Yeah. Okay.
So that'll be second place. And then third place, it's a movie. It's a G-Man who picked Street Fighter.
Ooh.
So if Kierkorth and Sporgits do not reveal themselves, we will be doing Street Fighter.
They keep wanting to make a new Street Fighter movie and then not doing it, you know? So
yeah,
we're never going to do
Well, they keep wanting to make a new Street Fighter game and doing it.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, those are pretty cool movies. I've seen, or there's at least the one, I mean, back, like fourth, fifth episode of the show ever, we talked about the Legend of Chun-Li movie. So, you know, Street Fighter is in our DNA.
That's true.
Yeah. And,
but for me, it was Tuesday.
That's right. And speaking of, I don't know, villages getting destroyed and stuff, let's talk about the Minecraft movie. A Minecraft movie. Could be any Minecraft movie.
A Minecraft movie.
Never know which one.
You got to keep that thread in mind, Nando.
Yep. So let's talk about a Minecraft movie. This is this week's movie. It is the biggest movie of the year and will likely continue to be one of the biggest movies of the year. You know.
Did one of us predict that this would bomb?
I predicted that this would actually be kind of good. And we'll see how that goes. But
I'll team easy on that one.
We'll see. But I don't think anybody predicted it would bomb. I don't remember that.
Okay. So. Well, then nobody has to look like the complete biggest idiot on earth for once.
Yeah.
I think we intuited that like it'll make money, but
right.
You know, will it be good?
Right. Much like because this is I'd say the second time this has happened. The first being the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, right? Where like it.
The first was a Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, but the Mario Brothers movie is something that I think connected to a lot of people. Like we cared about the Mario Brothers movie, whereas Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's are directed towards children and
I cared about children. The idea of a Mario Brothers movie. The one that exists is bad.
Sure, but this is like a movie. I think the Mario Brothers movie, people knew like that's gonna make money because it's Mario. That's a huge name. Whereas with like Five Nights at Freddy's and this, people are like, I think that'll make money. But like, will kids go to this movie or will they go, that's not Minecraft, that's stupid. And we're seeing now they're 2 for 2 in terms of turning these brands into humongous, mega successes.
Oh, man. I can't wait for the Roblox movie in a couple years, guys.
I mean, apparently the Fortnite movie is not happening, which I think is interesting. There was somebody who was saying like it's probably going to happen, and then the guy who owns Fortnite was like, no. But that would be tough because that movie Fortnite has a lot of plot, whereas like Minecraft or Five Nights at Freddy's are very plot simple when you get into the actual like what that game is.
The Minecraft lore is deep and intricate, Nando.
I mean, all games and stuff have intricate lore, but at the core of it, I think it's pretty simple.
Does Tetris have intricate lore?
No. Well,
possibly.
What was it like to find the Tetris game, in the 80s?
I bet you could make a whole movie about that.
But some of the buildings sometimes seem to be Tetris blocks. That would be interesting visually once or twice.
Ooh.
I hope they don't do it more than that.
Nope. That's the budget is very tight. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I think Minecraft is interesting. And yeah, I do think Roblox movie happens for sure. And I do think they changed their tune on Fortnite because it's just money. Like you can make lots and lots of money.
If nothing else, then like Minecraft, eventually the person who owns it will sell it.
Right.
And then the new corporate owners will make a movie.
That's right. So
yeah.
Speaking of owners, Diggins is the person who owned last week's trivia or whatever. You get to be in charge of the thing. So take it away.
Yeah, it's a get to because it means I don't have to summarize this movie. Well, folks, we're about to start a little game we play here called the IMDb B as in spelling bee, where my two esteemed co-hosts have to try to guess what the IMDb summary for this movie, that being a Minecraft movie, might be. Now, you may be asking yourselves, where does IMDb get those summaries? Well, I will tell you. They have a machine in their basement. A machine for pigs. Every week, the interns come down with a fresh hog, a squealing, massive little pig, fed, fattened, plump, and ready for the executioner's block. And they go and they put it in the machine. And the squeals for the rest of the day are so haunting that IMDb.com headquarters has a 30% employee turnover rate from people going mad from the horrible squeals of these pigs. But by the end of the day, the machine has finished processing the pig, and in a little drawer, the interns can pull out a neatly arranged pile of pig entrails, which they then use according to the ancient rites to divine the future and determine what the summaries for movies will be so that they can write those down and put them on the website. Now, I have the future written, read in pig entrails that went through the machine right here for a Minecraft movie. And it is fine. It's very vague. And it was probably a little more accurate in a previous version of the script. But it's not wrong. It's like, it's fine. It's just vague.
Okay. Well, as the loser, I think, or no. Yeah, I lost. So DJ, you go first.
Oh, I don't want to. Okay. I can do this. Okay. Vague. I'm gonna focus on vague. 4 unlikely friends are sucked into a video game world where they meet the heroic Steve. They must work together to retrieve an artifact that will determine the fate of the magical overworld.
Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. I like that. I think I'm going to go vaguer. I'm going to say 4 people are transported into the world of, into a world of cubes and are able to, well, no, okay. 4 people are transported into a world of cubes and need to fight the inhabitants of the Minecraft world to save, I need to fight a bunch of evil guys to save our world and the Minecraft world or something.
Both of you start pretty strong and then go right off the rails.
Love it less.
Like a mine cart.
One could say, yeah. Like a mine cart through a creeper farm. Am I right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
2 for 2 mine cart movies these last couple of weeks, right? We love the mines.
Oh, is it Mine Capril?
I don't love the way that sounds, but maybe.
Okay. I had one tiebreaker idea that was basically a joke.
Oh,
but we're going to start with that one.
Okay.
This is the one I told you about already.
Yeah.
So Nando's had some time to think about this, but like I said,
I didn't look it up.
Okay.
So this movie, one of the protagonists is the sister of another protagonist who is just gotten a job in this town and is taking care of her brother because their mom died, and so she's the adult left.
That's right.
All this despite the fact that she looks approximately 13.
Yep.
That's right.
What I want from you guys is to tell me what the actual age of that actress is.
Oh, sick. Okay. Who goes first?
I'll go first since you went first last time. I'm going to say she's not 30. I'm going to say she's 27. I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go quite younger. I mean, it could be just like a baby face thing, but I was going to go with like 22.
All right. Are those your final answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ got a fair bit closer. She's 23.
Oh, okay. That's not
She,
that
in fact,
exciting.
just turned 23 a few days ago.
Oh man. So I mean, I'm right.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean,
You're right in the. Well, actually, the movie was probably filmed like 4 years ago.
That's true.
So
I'm correct.
So I guess she was like 19 then, which might explain things.
See, that I feel like is more. Yeah, I kind of expected this would be like she's 40 secretly, but because that's how that question goes. But
right.
23, I feel like it's like, yeah, sure, that's how old you would want, person to be.
Yeah, although again, I must emphasize she looks to be about 13 in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was saying
They
this
somehow de-aged her.
to Diggins. I like without looking up this person's age, I did look up like just what should I have known them from, and one of their main credits is like Wednesday. So I imagine she probably plays one of the children at the school Wednesday goes to or something. So probably is currently acting as children, but like even then, I don't know, how old is Jenna Ortega? Do you guys think? Also 23, maybe older.
I'm gonna say she's a little older. I'm gonna go with 25.
Me too, but maybe she is. Let's look it up.
I mean, I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
You can't know with these babyface warriors.
You never can know. I mean, Jenna Ortega was in Iron Man 3 in 2013, and that was 12 years ago.
Oh, wow. Jenna Ortega is currently 22.
Oh, wow.
She'll turn 23 later this year.
So there you go. Good for her. Happy birthday, Jenna.
Good for her. Anyway, DJ was closer on that, but like I said, that one was basically a joke. I got one more that's based. Okay. The trivia on this one, surprisingly fallow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a summary based one. So I'm going to start by reading the summary.
Fun.
Because it's the last 3 words that I'm going to want from you.
Okay.
4 misfits are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world while embarking on a quest with an blank. So obviously, this refers to Steve. I will go ahead and tell you there is no proper nouns in this summary. They do not say Steve.
How many words is it?
3, you said?
It's 3 words, adjective, adjective, noun.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Experienced master builder.
Okay.
I'm going to say... If you describe Jack Black in this movie. Right? Like,
got him!
Exciting, but like that's not quite right.
We have to go to the mines. When I was a child, I wanted nothing more than to go to the mines.
Yeah, and he's like,
as a child, I yearned for the mines. It's like you don't even know the memes.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know the memes. I've aged out of the memes, brah.
He so he's
the teens.
Say he's a enigmatic. Mysterious. Adventurous warrior.
All right. Nando, the word mysterious is already in this summary.
Oh,
it's a mysterious portal.
It's very mysterious both times.
Yeah. So mysterious.
DJ, 2 of your words were very close, basically synonyms.
Right. Okay. Well, it can't be master builder, right? Because that's what they're called in the Lego movie. Although that doesn't stop that doesn't stop the IMDb summary.
Also true.
Similarly, the first word, the first adjective, I have no idea why it's in this summary.
Oh God.
Like the second 2 words make perfect sense. If either of you get the first one, I'll be amazed.
Okay.
So we can go through that one more time with those 2 hints. First words out of left field. Second 2 words, DJ was very close.
Okay.
So wait, can you read me the whole the summary up to this point?
Sure. 4 misfits are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world while embarking on a quest with a...
With a crafty, magical... No, with a magical, crafty... Oh my god. Minecraft crafter.
Okay. I'm gonna say with a... Let's call him a friendly... Not friendly's not that exciting. Let's call him a rambunctious veteran. See, crafter is good. I can't think of another word for like builder, crafter, architect. Designer. Yeah, I feel like it's probably crafter, so I'll say the opposite one.
Man.
No. Oh. I'll say architect. Or you know what? I'll say whatever my first one was.
Which was?
I don't even remember. Let's say constructor.
All right. Both of you, your first word makes too much sense.
Okay.
However, DJ got one word exactly correct.
It's got to be the last one. It's got to be.
I mean, it's crafty
DJ's
or
ahead
craftsman.
right now. Crafter was the word he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's Minecraft, so it's the crafter.
Oh, yeah, no, I got that.
So, unless Nando can get a word exactly on this last round, I think I do have to give it to DJ.
Oh, it's an exacto pressure, Nando.
I mean, I genuinely don't even know what we're looking for anymore. Like, what?
I go ahead and tell you that crafter is the word DJ got exactly.
Okay.
So you're not like looking for that. It's adjective crafter. It is meant to describe Steve. The second one makes sense. The first one, I don't know what they were thinking.
All right, let's call.
Well, right, I don't have to do anything, right? It's,
You can try, just for fun.
Okay,
or to secure your victory. If you get another one, then you definitely win.
All right. A superior. No. A shifty. Cool crafter.
Okay.
He's shifty and cool.
I'm gonna say in otherworldly.
Oh, that's a good one.
And master. I said veteran last time, so it's not that. What's the word for like what Gandalf is? Wizard.
A mentor, a drifter.
Yeah, that's not quite it either.
One of the Maiar.
Yeah, that. I'm gonna say an otherworldly and experienced crafter. How about that?
Oh, that's good.
You were so close, Nando.
Oh,
you were so close.
What was it?
Unfortunately, Steve is an unexpected expert crafter.
Unexpected? What's unexpected about him?
I told you, I don't know what they were thinking.
I guess he's unexpected and then he's an expert at anything because he's like a goofball, or they just don't expect to meet him.
Yeah.
But they didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is unexpected.
I guess I see what they're saying. It's like they don't expect, everybody there is a little cube guy, except for some random human being that is unexpected.
Yeah.
Regardless. I'm going to have to give this to DJ because he got both of the tiebreakers a little closer. And I think you guys are more or less the same on the summary. Both of you said for a noun. Neither of you said misfits. You talked about the portal or whatever. DJ said that they were I think you said sucked through a mysterious portal, but it is suddenly pulled through. So close-ish. Nando mentioned cubes. It's a cubic wonderland. So you more or less averaged out on that one. And then DJ got the tiebreaker, so I'm gonna have to give it to DJ as our winner.
Wow.
I'm
Nando,
so thrilled.
you beat the cold streak, but it might be setting in again.
Well, I got bad news for you about a certain television show that I've yet to watch. So we'll be taking a nice half-hour long break. Yeah, well, that's what you get. That's what you get for beating me. You should have lost. And then did you watch it?
DJ and I can pick up the slack.
I would be willing to do that as a sign of good faith.
No, we're gonna force Nando to
I'll stumble through
hot and cold his way through it.
I watched it a little bit. I here's what happened. Every time we had so many times this weekend where Hannah and I couldn't find something to watch. I'm like, can we watch the Joey? And she's like, no. Just does no interest in Joey. And
what?
This one's not that good, to be fair. Hannah had a good
she
call.
had no idea.
So Nando, how are you dealing with your breakup after finding out that Hannah wasn't interested in Joey?
It's a shame because it's a big hit and everyone loves it now. I don't know if I'm gonna explain this to people. This is
well,
Hannah,
you just have
she
to
doesn't
tell
like
them
Joey.
she doesn't like Joey, and they'll all be like, "Oh, yeah, no, I get it."
Yeah, but yeah, so I skimmed through it, so we'll see how it goes. But
I believe in you.
I was trying really hard to find the incest, and I just couldn't. So I'm like, I must have missed something. But
there's one little bit in this one.
Maybe a little bit, but mostly not.
Yeah,
teeny weekend and not, but no, it's mostly absent.
Wow,
which,
you're right. Bad Joey episode. Really, really terrible.
That's our metric.
Yeah.
Anyway, DJ, as our winner, you get to tell us what you thought of a Minecraft movie.
Oh boy, guys, it's a Minecraft movie, and did you guys know that this movie sucks?
What?
Yeah,
that's not what the teens said.
Well, are we sure the teens are right on this one? Okay, so I'm this movie's obviously not for me. I'm definitely not the one this movie's for, and I'm watching it and I'm like, this is very slapped together, and I don't like what Jason Momoa is doing. And Jack Black has done that thing where he's like, I'm only putting one speed on this roll, and I'm like, but Jack Black, you have other speeds. I've seen so many different speeds, but you just picked the full go on this one, and I didn't care for it. So the acting from your top two guys is fine. Jason Momoa is I don't like him in this. It's just way too sweaty. Okay, so that's that. And then everyone else is fine. It's weird because I don't think it looks terrible. I actually don't hate the aesthetic. I'm like, okay, that's probably a Minecraft, bringing a thing the pig people. It's not bad. So it wasn't eye poison a lot of Snow White was, but it's so all over the place. And I'm worried that this is the new formula where I know I've talked about this before, but it's Coco Melon is the worst show for babies because it's 3 seconds of color and then on to something else. This kind of felt like a movie-fied version of that, maybe except for even the fight at the end is a lot of it, but it's we're just doing a little thing for a
say
bit.
About that fight.
Yeah, we're just doing things for a little bit and then we're moving on to the next thing. And then I think that's bad. And maybe it's why the youth can't sit and watch a movie that's not this. They sure did love this though. So maybe there is hope. But I sure did. It's weird. I didn't hate it. I just didn't. I thought it was going to tread into the Madam Web so bad it's good category, but it doesn't. It's just kind of this is kind of bad because it's uninteresting and the jokes are really over the top. But I'm I guess it's just a kid's movie then, because I guess the kids when the pigs fart and what all the other just nonsense. Maybe they like Jennifer Coolidge and her.
Maybe they like Jennifer. Excuse me? If there's one thing that's for everybody, it's the Jennifer Coolidge. You're out of your mind.
So I just am feeling confused and not really knowing who this movie's for. And where do I land on it? I was bored and upset, but mostly bored. And I wish I didn't see it. And I wish we didn't have to talk about it. Wow. And it's nitpickable. There's some good plot holes, but I actually was hoping it would be worse. And I think that's my biggest disappointment. It wasn't as bad as I thought it should have been. It was just that's just whatever. It's not for me. DJ gives it a big old shrug. What about you, Nando? What do you give a Minecraft movie?
Wow. Well, TJ, and I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Diggins, are not with it anymore because what changed what it was, and they are no longer with it. However, I am happy to say I'm gonna be the lone person on this podcast I have a feeling who is with it, because I think this movie is fine. I think it's pretty good. I expected much worse, and I see why the critics are split on this one, and they really are split, because I went while you were saying that, and kind of to check the Rotten Tomatoes score, and Chicago Reader negative, Observer negative, Empire Magazine negative, Financial Times, Hollywood Reporter negative, ABC News negative, but then NPR positive, Washington Post positive, LA Times positive, Entertainment Weekly positive. There were a lot of critics that were like, it's pretty good.
Aren't most of those newspapers you just mentioned there ones that have recently or relatively recently been bought and hollowed out by billionaires?
I mean, how about Variety? What do you think about Variety? Are they legit? Because he liked
sponsor that. Oh, wait, that's Vulture.
Yeah.
What?
New York Times, IndieWire, Guardian. There's just a lot of people that like this movie, and I am with them on it. I think it is entertaining in a way that is better than. Here's what I'll say. I think it's better than. I think it's more fun than Electric State, which is similar in that it is taking the visual style of a thing and kind of adapting it. And obviously, Electric State is going for a different thing, but it is more successful at being what it's trying to be, which really just is a Jack Black vehicle, and then having Jason Momoa play a second Jack Black for the beginning part, so there can be a Jack Black until Jack Black shows up. I thought the comedy was funny. I think I don't think all of it was hilarious, but minute 2, I think, or what? Well, not minute 2, because there's a big giant intro. But when Jason Momoa is at the storage locker and talking to Jermaine Clement, and he's like, "We'll hang out," and he's like, 2 bodacious guys in matching pink shirts or something. And then he was like something, I can't remember what he said, but then Jermaine Clement said more or less the same line again, but slightly differently. And I was like, that's pretty funny. Everybody in this movie was going for it. I like Danielle Brooks. I like that her character is just there, to be funny and, go for it. In that, I guess, okay, here's what I mean. You could expect a character like hers to be the one who, and this is kind of how the trailer paints her, as this guy's crazy. This stupid Minecraft world is dumb. You guys are all idiots for liking this and stuff. Because she's the sensible kind of wet blanket. And I would say maybe the sister gets that role. But overall, she's also yeah, fuck it. We'll do Minecraft stuff. All right. We'll have fun in Minecraft world. And I like that it gave her that to do. I don't know. I think some of these reviews that I'm seeing, there's value in a movie about creativity, and imagining and, imagining things. All the Minecraft.
I agree. A movie that celebrated those things would be worthwhile.
And this one does that. So that's why it is. All the Minecraft specifics
it certainly says it does that.
No, and it does, because it does them. And then it has done that. So, that is why it does that. And, what was I going to say? Oh, the Minecraft stuff was all lost on me. I don't know what any of this shit is. I think the movie does an okay job of kind of explaining some of the mechanics, but man, there was so much of it that I was like, this is for somebody else. But I don't know. I thought the stuff in the town was funny. I like the potato factory and shit. That was all funny. The teacher was funny. I thought Jennifer Coolidge was great. She's funny. That was funny. It's by the guy that made Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite. I could feel that. It's got a very goofy kind of hey man, radical vibe. I mean, 69. How could you guys not love a movie where Jack Black and Jason Momoa 69 as part of the movie? That was pretty good.
Man sandwich or whatever.
They did tip to tap or something like that. Do you remember? I can't remember what that line was, but
tip to toe.
Yeah. And then one of them went, no. And then the other one was like, no, we're doing tip to toe. And then they were like, okay. And then multiple shots of getting the tip to toe ready. And then they clenched for it to work. It was just so weird. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that because I want to be cool and young. I think this movie could have been way more dull and more boring, but it made a lot of weird choices that I enjoyed. So yeah, that's a Minecraft movie for you. Diggins, what did you think of a Minecraft movie? So far, the Minecraft movie, but we'll see if there's more in the future.
I think there's kind of a disconnect going on here. I don't think Nando's and DJ's opinions of the movie are that different. Because, like, a friend, and I, in this, for the sake of this argument, will be taking DJ's side, that the movie's bad, because it is. A friend asked me after I got out, was that as bad as the Borderlands movie?
Oh.
And my honest answer was no, it's not. Like, it's more coherent, it's less annoying. Like, there's a million ways in which this movie is absolutely better than the Borderlands movie. It's not a complete disaster. It's not something that I watched and was like, I can't believe how a person would ever like this, or like what anyone involved was thinking. It's nothing like that. However, Nando is content with mediocrity and lowest common denominator. DJ and I are more refined. We think that movies should strive to actually be good instead of merely being inoffensive.
Yeah, you're old and you're, out of touch, I guess. I don't know what to tell you,
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you have the sensibilities of a child. You think that anything that provides you any delight, regardless of how overall poorly structured and uncreative and bland it is good.
Uncreative.
It's pleasure centers.
Whereas DJ and I can look at a thing that is mostly corporate slop, but may have a few moments that are, funny or like exciting, and just overall isn't like completely terrible. And we can say, well, that's still bad though. Like that's still not like an entertaining product that people should be proud of for making. This movie was clearly rewritten a bunch. Again, like, they don't show the seams quite as much as, say, a Borderlands, but I think it's very obvious if you're trying to pay attention to the story, because there isn't one.
Interesting. So all our characters started and ended in the same place, and the pigs never took over anything, and there was no journeys and stuff. I didn't know that, All
our characters started in a place and then did nothing. Halfway through, someone said, "You're in this place," and they're like, "What?" And then did nothing. And then at the end of the movie said they were in a different place.
Learn to accept their creativity and like their, personalities.
Did they learn that, Nando?
I think they did.
Show me on the chart where they learned that.
As you can see, the jetpack scene in the beginning of the movie and the jetpack scene at the end of the movie, very different, because the child is now embracing his creative spirit,
He didn't get bullied.
That's not even true in the movie.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. He's not exploding the thing anymore.
He embraced his creativity from day one. You built the goddamn jetpack.
But then the world...
That's not what went wrong with the jetpack, Nando. We're getting into spoilers.
The world fights against... Well, we'll talk about it.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, if only the movie was about that. So yeah, it's a bad movie. It's not the worst movie ever, like I was expecting. It's like the Mario Brothers movie. Nando is being a coward like DJ and trying to say that a bland corporate slap movie is good so people won't yell at him.
No,
but it's not.
No.
It's bad.
No.
And we should be brave enough to say that.
I'm brave enough to admit when something that seems like it should be corporate slop. And, obviously that's the narrative that that certain, high art types are pushing in the media. But what truly is brave in that situation is saying, you know what, I still enjoy it. And I think it can be pretty entertaining and good for people. So, that's the difference.
I agree, Nando. Nothing is braver than siding with corporations and $1 billion product.
I mean, listen, it wasn't $1 billion product until it became one, Now it's $1 billion product, but, I think we all...
a statement that truly means nothing. The perfect one for a Minecraft movie.
Perfect world. Also great movie. We'll talk about it. We'll get into those specifics and then the character arcs and stuff. So I think we're all very excited about that.
But we can get into that while Nando summarizes this film.
Yeah. So then we got to talk about the movie. This is what we're going to talk about right now. And you know what? everybody's favorite part of this movie. And I'm shocked it was disparaged so much in certain reviews. But the Jennifer Coolidge is a big part of this movie. She bookends it somewhat.
She's certainly a part of this movie.
She's everywhere.
I don't know about a big part.
Huge part. Fifth lead.
That's huge.
And she shows up and she's like, hey, it's me, Jennifer Coolidge, which reminds me, you guys, of a show I watched the other day called Joey.
Or didn't watch, according to things you admitted in this podcast.
Or didn't watch. Well, didn't watch as well as I should have. But Joey, she's in Joey, you guys. A lot of people this week or last week were like, hey, I haven't listened to the podcast in a while. What's going on with this Joey thing? There's no good explanation, but we talk about Joey episodes every so often. And this week, we had a Joey episode. Joey went to Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby.
Whoa.
And yeah, Jennifer Coolidge, his manager, who is, in other episodes, although not all of them. And I wouldn't say has like a humongous part here, but does show up at the Joey house, which is, I think, the first time she's ever done that.
It's the first time she's ever been in any set that wasn't her office.
Yeah, so that was big for her. And this is just Joey episode. It's like a little, a little thing, a little going to Vegas, having a little trip. I don't know what the name for these are, but like, just a little sitcom voyage. Was Vegas? No, remind me. Vegas and Friends, like, canon. Is that where Ross got married once, or is that somewhere else?
That's where Ross and Rachel got drunkenly married.
Oh,
at the
right.
end of
Yeah.
season 5.
Does that come up in this?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
Not once.
I didn't think so. But yeah, they go to Vegas because Joey is judging a beauty pageant. Well, first he's judging a contest, and then he's like, I don't know if I want to do that. But then it's a beauty contest. He's like, oh, I want to do that as a way.
That's very Joey of me.
It is very Joey of him, and he has to get his like star meter up for Deep Powder, the new show he's going to be on, and this is a way to get exposure for him. Back when beauty pageants were, I guess, things that everybody watched or cared about.
I don't think that's ever been true.
Right? This isn't like on TV, is it?
Not just in a hotel or something.
He did say it was sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade and Spike TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This is when Spike TV existed.
yeah.
I'm sure they aired lots of these.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I do think the Miss America pageant, if it's not now, definitely used to be on network television. And like as something people would be expected to watch. But hopefully we got rid of it. But yeah, so Joey has to go judge that. And everybody is like, oh, I want to go with you, Joey. I mean, not really. Basically, the neighbor wants to go because she loves Celine Dion. Everyone loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Celine, as she calls her, yeah. And then Drady Mateo is kind of like, I want to go. And Joey's like, okay. And then she's like, okay. And she goes. I don't remember. Why does Michael go? Just because?
Just because they're all
yeah.
going.
Oh, right.
Like,
they steal him. Yes. I forgot about that. And then, but he becomes the most important character of all. That was why in my head I was like, they didn't bring him for this, did they? But they decide when he is there to use him to count cards, and that's I would say not the A plot, but that's part of the plot. The rest of the plot is just Joey as it would be bad to have him judge a beauty pageant because he would use that. He would abuse his power, try to sleep with all the contestants, and
well, now to be fair, he doesn't sleep with a contestant on purpose to start.
That's true. He does that by accident.
Oopsie.
Yeah. And then he just, goes and, flirts with them, and it's a whole big thing. We all love that, don't we? But
why does he flirt with them, Nando?
Because he's Joey, that's just a Joey thing to do.
No, you'd think that, but Joey takes his responsibility seriously. He doesn't want to sleep with a contestant because that would be against the rules and it would bias him as a judge.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But then what happens, Nando?
He decides that he should eliminate the one he wants to sleep with the most so that then he can sleep with her.
Almost.
That's a good guess, but wrong.
What does he do?
How do you even the playing field? It's like, oh no, I've slept with.
I'll tell you.
I
accidentally sleeps with one of them before he knows who the finalist is.
Yes.
How do I level the playing field?
Oh, so he tries to sleep with all the rest of them I see. But that some of them don't want to sleep with him or have abstinence as one of their passions or whatever, so then they can't.
Yeah.
And that's a tricky situation for Joey to be in. That's
And he
Joey.
wastes a bunch of time chatting up someone who he thought was Miss Tucson because she said she was from Tucson.
Mm.
Again, a big old oopsie.
Oh, right. It's just
by
like
Joey.
what is it? Like the Southwest Regional Beauty Pageant or something?
It's like something Southwest, something,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's just the
Pageant.
Southwest United States, whatever.
And who even cares about that? But I guess he does. Because yeah, and he does that and it's not great. But on the other side of the field, Michael is trying to count cards because he's like, I can do this and we can use it to make money and scheme. And trade.
Well, he didn't want to at first, Nando, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
But he'd done it before, and they find that out. And so his mom is like, you got to count cards so we can make money.
Right. And he is a, little math genius, so that makes sense. But she, beyond not being incredibly bright generally, is also not super good at the whole being a card counter, playing a cool thing.
Actually,
but
Nando, she does a very good job.
She will eventually, it seems like she has been caught by an actor who I believe was also on The Sopranos. I don't know if they were like friends in Sopranos shows.
Yeah, I think he was Big Pussy.
Okay. Do you know, if they...
That's not a joke. I think that's the guy's name on The Sopranos.
Right,
That's
but
great.
does that character know her character from Sopranos? Is that like a bit where it's like, oh, they're brother and sister or something, I don't...
Oh, no, they're not very related.
So then, yeah.
They probably know each other on the show, but they don't really interact.
But yeah, a Sopranos guy shows up as the pit boss. I gotta watch out for the pit boss. And he's like, hey, miss. And it seems like she's caught. But then he's like, here's a voucher for your free tickets or free, food or something. But
You did a good job. Let's comp you a room
Yep.
or whatever.
So you'll come back and lose all the money you just won because statistically that's what'll happen, and we're an evil industry.
that's right. And Joey also sidles himself into this scheme, which seems like it should make it worse, but doesn't. Because it keeps going and everything is going pretty well. Also, you got one joke where we find out that what is her name? Gina is trying to do an accent or something and just not doing it. That was cute.
Yeah. She claims she's doing a British accent, but is speaking exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Yeah. And Joey's like, that sounds pretty good. So he's kind of got a weird blindness to Italian sounding voices or whatever. But then Alex comes back and is like, hey, all three people I know, I assume. And then the pit boss is like, hey, that means you're all in a scheme.
Yep.
I don't understand how pit bosses and card counting and being caught works. How illegal is it?
They're
It's
just
not illegal.
Yeah, it's not. But they
It's
can
not
tell
cheating.
you. They can tell you no.
But then what
Don't
is
do
Yeah,
that.
if they catch you doing it, it's not illegal. They can't call the cops or anything, but they'll be like, we have the right to refuse service. You can't play here anymore.
But then what happens to them in this? They're taken into a back room, like in the Ocean's 11 movies. And it's do they have to go with you? Do you have to go with them if they do that?
I don't know.
No.
Right. So I never understood this and I don't understand it now. And then that's the end of the episode. We all love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Joey.
I mean, Nando, which of course you know because of how intently you watched the episode. That is ultimately what happens in the end. The pit boss comes back and is like, yeah, we checked the tapes and you counted cards. You're not welcome here anymore. And that's it.
We're mad at
Because
you.
that's all they can do. Because
Right.
it's not cheating and it's not a crime.
It's just I've never understood counting cards. I understand it. I understand why everybody should be able to do it. But yeah, it's very weird. Casinos are weird. And they're bad. No one should
They
go
just
to them.
don't like it because it makes you more likely to win. And gambling is an evil industry that wants you to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
And
This episode. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
and then that's it. And that's the Joey of it all.
Yeah, I was gonna say this episode ends in a strange way where it just ends. It's like the show didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I guess
It's like
just
they were
over
going to
now.
do a big Vegas 2-parter, and then they wrote the first half, and they're like, actually, we don't have any other ideas, and just. Although you did forget the special guest star in this episode.
I did forget that. Yeah. So Bob Saget, R.I.P., who I guess is kind of Full House is on at the same time as Friends, right? So he's probably one of Joey's, not rivals, but they saw each other as equals. And then who's the other guy? I didn't recognize him.
I don't think there is another famous guy. Yet.
Oh, that other guy's not famous. The guy's in charge of the contest.
No, I don't
okay.
think so.
But yeah, Bob Saget shows up. And this is right around when Bob Saget is doing Entourage. and saying like bad language words and stuff and having lots of being like kind of a pimp, I think, in the Entourage verse. So that's fun.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. And I mean that in the most literal sense of the word. Like I believe he had a group of sex workers that worked for him in Entourage. That was his like the part he played. So it was pretty fun.
Sorry, I just wanna clarify before anyone gets mad at us that the pit boss plays Bobby Bacala, not Big Pussy.
Oh, okay. What is that actor's name?
Oh, good.
What's that? Steve Sharippa?
Steve Sharippa.
Okay, yeah. I've seen him on stuff. I feel like he used to be on like Hollywood Squares and shit like that. But yeah, I've never watched the show. Yeah, that's the Joey. It's not that good. What's the incest that you guys were talking about? I didn't really notice any.
There, like, isn't there? Oh my gosh, I can't tell. There's one part of the apartment where Joey DiMatteo's like, you know, Joey, you're a big kisser. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Oh, that is the
not.
one bit that I did forget that I thought was funny. Jennifer Coolidge shows up to tell him that he's going to the thing, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'll go to that." And why did you come to my house? And then Michael shows up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this guy, I want to have sex with him." She does say specifically like, "You're almost grown enough" or something.
Yeah,
like a few more months and you'll
be ready. Yeah, so that's pretty funny.
Very like Hansel and Gretel.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. I mean, like, when do you think she decided I'm gonna be sex monster in everything I'm in? Like, that's just gonna be one of my defining traits. Is it American Pie? And she's like, you know, sexy
probably.
mom, and then
that didn't help.
Yeah, because I mean, it continued on into this, and it's pretty great.
I like the bit immediately afterwards when she leaves and Michael's like, you know, sometimes I think that I might as well, and Joey just goes, she'd eat you alive.
She would.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't love this episode of Joey. I hope they get...
Yeah, it was very mediocre.
It's very meandering. It doesn't really go anywhere.
And not having him be... I think what I was expecting looking forward to this one was just like whatever that show is that he's on. Kind of seeing some of that happen. I imagine that'll happen soon. But yeah. So, not a good Joey, everybody. I would say maybe the worst Joey so far besides the two-parter I really didn't like. But... Speaking of Jennifer Coolidge, she's the principal in Chungless Land or whatever the fuck this place is called.
Excuse you. She's the vice
Oh,
principal.
right. Who is the principal? Is there another guy?
We never meet him.
Okay. Yeah.
So that makes her the principal. Right?
That's no.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If you never meet the president, then the vice president is the president?
Yep.
If we never see him, if we never see the president, yeah, and we see the vice president, that's it.
Well, who's we in this scenario? Like,
I don't know, like,
because presumably in the world of this movie, there's a whole school going on that we only see like a single class of. If you watched 1 week of one part of America and didn't see the president, does that mean he doesn't exist?
I mean, in this age, probably, because we don't go very long without seeing him.
It's true.
So if we went a week, he's probably gone.
I mean, there's like another guy in that office, right?
Yeah, he's like a
guidance counselor or something.
Never speaks. No idea who that was.
It would be weird if he was the principal and he was just standing around in the office. But you figure shooting a big giant like cannon thing that destroys part of the potato factory would garner the attention of the principal. Like that was my one thing with like, well, she must be the principal. What the principal doing if not this? Way. But apparently not.
The principal. What would the principal be delegating to his subordinates if not this? If you ask me, I'd be taking the easy stuff.
That's fair. Maybe the principal's at like storage auctions and shit. Maybe that's where he is, or maybe he's also trapped in the Minecraft-averse, but in a different part because Minecraft's pretty big, Real quick before we get started with this movie, have either of you guys ever played Minecraft?
Not even for a second.
Same. Okay, cool.
I played the Minecraft. Oh fuck! I definitely like Rejections on this podcast.
Yeah.
The Minecraft like RPG.
What was that called?
Story mode, Minecraft story mode, maybe.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Minecraft story mode is the Telltale game.
You were gonna say like dungeon something, right? The dungeon, or
Minecraft Dungeons. No, Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah,
Minecraft Dungeons. Yeah.
It was like a roguelike, right, or something, or like.
No, just like an adventure, like level them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did you recognize anything from that? Like, were you like, oh yeah, those guys?
The pigs were like vaguely familiar. So
very good.
That's as far as I got. Yeah.
And much like with Minecraft, you guys, instead of a wheel, what I have here in my hand is a block, a cube. And it's like a dice, except you can't see anything on it until you toss it into the air, and then it clunks, and then lands face up. You read what that says. So it's much like a Magic 8 Ball, I guess, but without the ball.
But in the Minecraft world, this cube would be a wheel.
Would be an orb or wheel, correct? Yeah, it would have circularness that it does not have. But yeah, it's a that's what we'll have. So interrupt me as you will, but we're going to talk about Minecraft, the Minecraft movie, which starts with, you guys, isn't this hilarious? The world loads like a computer game. I'm assuming this is how Minecraft starts. It must be, right?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah, that get
our blind spots are going to be
humongous
for this one.
I looked up some things to know just kind of what certain characters were supposed to be. Like, I still don't know what a chicken jockey is, but I learned other stuff. I guess I have
learned that that's not like a thing. It became a meme just because people thought Jack Black said it funny, not because it's a thing from the game.
Right. That's my problem with this, is I know what some of the memes are, but I don't know why if they are funny from that or from, the context of this. Because, like the kids, everybody getting excited when he says, I am Steve, is not, Steve does not say that in the game, from what I understand, or any of the story mode ones. I don't think
Steve speaks.
He's silent.
Not even in story mode one?
She's not in story mode. Story mode features original characters do not steal.
Oh, interesting. Does he speak in the Super Smash Brothers? He's the Super Smash Brothers, right?
No,
I don't think so. He is, but I don't think he speaks.
He should speak. Or maybe he'd say dumb things. I don't know. Too many people speaking, if you ask me. Speaking of that, he gives his little narration, and it's like, I used to want to be in the mines. I was a child of mine.
Actually, whoa, right away.
Oh my God.
Clunk, 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 clunk. I have the cube wanted me to interrupt right now just to say the test audiences didn't understand.
That's fair.
Which is, I think this is one of the most egregious, like, we added an entire, like, 5-minute or maybe, I think even more. It's like a 7 or 8 minute long intro bit that is obviously just like, we have to set up Steve and the Minecraft world and the piglins because when we tried to do it in the movie, nobody understood, or rather everybody understood just fine, but like one person in a test screening was like not paying attention and went like, I didn't really understand what the pig thing was about. And so an executive barged into a creative meeting and like threw that on the table and was like, we need 8 minutes of Jack Black just speaking nonstop about every single plot point in the movie now.
See, I think it was the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but I think this was the kids came here to see Minecraft. We got to show them Minecraft and Steve as quickly as possible kind of a thing. Like,
that's probably also
that Netflix, like, we got to show John Rake jumping around doing gun stuff. Otherwise people will get bored. Especially because...
You mean Tyler
Rake, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, where was he in this? But I feel like the idea of like him going, like the intro where he's like, I was a miner. I could see that fitting in naturally to this script until he goes into the Minecraft world. And then like, oh, okay. Like I could see a version of this where like he opens the cube and then cut to the kid. But here, like, he had to go in and do Minecraft and show all the animals and shit. That was my guess at where that came from. But I could see it having been too confusing. My only thing with confusing is, I guess an adult would find this confusing, but I feel like most kids that would see this movie would be like, yeah, I know all that stuff. I know what everything here is. That's a bee and shit, and
Well, the thing to understand is that sometimes they don't even need test audiences to be confused. Sometimes you show an executive a cut of the movie and they personally don't understand. And that means the movie is bad and you have to fix it.
And then Steve has a job, and we all know what it is, doorknob salesman or whatever. And he loves that job. Just kidding. He hates it because he's creative, you guys.
Yeah, selling doorknobs is the most basic shit you could do.
Oh.
Get fucked anyone who sells doorknobs.
I have to imagine if you sell doorknobs, you're not super passionate about that job.
So this is the thing with doors and doorknobs and stuff, because whatchamacallit also, I don't know if you noticed this or if you guys watch Severance, but the Severance bit, there's a bit where they also went to a door making factory. And it's like, you know what I'm talking about? DJ, you watch Severance, right?
Yeah, I don't remember this bit. Why don't I remember this?
Someone applies to a job at a doorknob or door making factory at one point.
Oh, yes. Okay, got it.
I believe that's because the creator of Severance also worked at a door making factory at one point in his life or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Either way,
I love
in my head, I just assume, and I'm not trying to knock the movie. I'm just kind of curious. Does the door company not also make the doorbells and the doorknobs and all that stuff? Or do you think it's all different companies? You know, do you want to vertically integrate if you're one of those companies? Like we should make the bells as well, or is that a different thing?
I do think it is like more bespoke, where it's like you make doorknobs that then go into doors, so people can choose a door design separate from a doorknob design.
That makes sense.
So I think it's like standardized, like how a doorknob typically fits into a door, so that most doorknobs would work, but they are like made separately.
Interesting. So yeah, that's what we got here, and he works at that, and he's like, no, I want to make mashed potatoes, mines, and stuff. Now, the first time he tries to go to the mine, he is blocked by a scary prospector man or something.
Because he's a child.
There's no kids allowed in the mines.
Old man.
Yep. He goes back to the mine as an adult. This man still tries to block him from the mine.
And hasn't aged a day. He looks amazing considering that, I mean, he's a younger, quote unquote, Jack Black, but he's still got to be in like his 30s, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So this guy hasn't aged a day in like 20 years, if not more.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, maybe everybody is a kid to him. That's kind of, I can see that. Jack Black goes into the mine and finds all the Minecraft shit, the 2 infinity stones of this universe, which is an orb. And then what's the other thing supposed to be?
The Earth Crystal.
Crystal. Okay. Yeah. But the orb is a cube. Isn't that fun? Like that, right?
Oh, yeah. What fun wordplay.
It's weird though, right? Because like in this universe,
everything in Minecraft is cubes.
But then like, what would an orb even be? You know? Can the Minecraft people see things as orbs?
No, they see them as cubes.
Yeah.
So why do they call it an orb?
Because that's what an orb is to them.
Yeah.
So they think all the houses that are made of cubes are made of orbs?
No, those are cubes.
Right.
But this is an orb.
I don't know. I don't buy it. Something's wrong with this.
Yeah, no, you already claimed you got the movie. I
mean,
don't
just
understand.
this one bit I didn't get, because I get it as a joke, but it doesn't make sense in universe. Because the whole world is cubes. It's a cube. And they'd be like, yeah, that's a cube. This isn't like Flat World where it's like, oh, he has the extra dimension. It's just a different, way of visualizing 3 dimensions. I don't know. But either way, Jack Black finds this. And then he goes to the Minecraft world, you guys. Isn't this great?
Whoa.
Oh, what a beautiful world.
If I cared about Minecraft at all, then I might think this looks cool.
Apparently it is pretty cool to the kids. They love it. And
good for them. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. He makes some houses because that's part of what you do in Minecraft. And he has the ability to do Minecraft, which basically means, and I was kind of curious how they would visualize this, and they picked one of the least interesting ways. He just kind of points at stuff and then the cubes go there. Sometimes you have to like make little cubes and you kind of hold on to them and throw them or whatever, but usually it's just you point. And because he has all the creativity and loves, but like this character does not really love. He wants to go to mines specifically, right? Like that's one thing I think is interesting about this character. Is he drawn to the mines because the ultimate goal of being in a mine is to go to the Minecraft world where you can be creative beyond your wildest dreams? Or is he just really into mining and all this stuff is just like, I would like to mine more though,
Or other option. He doesn't know what mines are.
Or that.
This is it.
Yeah, it's just like, I think a mine would be pretty cool. You go down it and then you go into the Minecraft world and then you fuck around with all the pigs.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. Or Third option, nobody thought about things that hard when they wrote this movie.
Perhaps that's also perhaps it. Well, who's they? You want which? Have you seen how many screenwriters are on this movie, Diggins?
It's got to be at least 10.
I don't know about 10, but it's close. I think it's maybe 6. So yeah, there were definitely, but this is also a movie that's had a lot of different people that have been in charge of it. I think like the idea of a Minecraft movie being made, I think was originally supposed to be, do you guys remember this? The Always Sunny guys were going to make it. And then that fell through.
Oh, I'd watch that movie.
Right. Sean Levy, I believe for Deadpool was at one point on like the new one was on the hook to make this. And then obviously Jared Hess made it. There were some others, but yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That one gets repeated. That one gets repeated. There are 6 screenwriters and one other person who's a story by credit.
And it shows.
Yeah, they all did a great job. Yeah, I guess. And none of them are the directors. So director Jared Hess. I'm betting this movie was a bunch of improv too, right? Like it had to be a lot of like Jack Black say some fucking thing.
Yeah, do your thing, Jack Black. Awesome.
Yeah.
But then again, like a lot of Jack Black's lines are like, this is a thing from the video game. And I don't think Jack Black would know that.
That's fair.
Yeah. I fought an ender for that. I don't know why I made him Harrison Ford, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, Harrison Ford is Steve. That's a movie.
He could be in the next one. He could be like well, I don't know if there's like, I mean, they want to make another one, obviously. I don't know what the second version of this would be. If there's like I know there's like a dragon in this game or some shit. So.
But there actually is.
Yeah. So he could be that maybe. I don't know.
Well, you saw the teaser in the post-credits scene, didn't you?
Oh, I don't think he's going to be that, although that would be really brave. And he's, you know, he was great as Red Hulk, so maybe he could do anything. I wouldn't put it past him. But anyway, Jack Black loves Minecrafting. He makes a bunch of houses and shit. He makes one out of wool. That's the only one thing I've noticed. Apparently, the wool sheep are very rare, the pink ones. That's a Minecraft thing that I learned. And it's weird that he finds one and it's kind of treated like, oh yeah, one of these. But you know, that's Minecraft for you. See, kids, I get it. And he finds his friend who is a dog. That's his first and only friend.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Because he finds him at night because the night happens every 20 minutes, except when the movie decides it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how it is, you know. Pretty good. They're underground for a lot of the movie. Maybe the night's happening then. Probably not, though. Also, if the night happens every 20 minutes, is what's going on in Steve's brain? You know? Like,
You like psychologically?
Yeah, he's got to be a mess, right? And he kind of is. But, like, if he goes to live in the real world, I don't think he could do it. I think it's going to be too much of an adjustment for him to just do.
Like
Because
but like, I don't think he sleeps in like 10-minute increments, right? I think it's like, I don't know exactly how I assume that it's a 20-minute cycle, but I don't know if that means it's day for 20 minutes, the night for 20 minutes, or that means it's day for 10 minutes and night for 10 minutes.
I think it's day for 20 minutes, night for 20 minutes. I believe I wrote that somewhere. But if that's true, then yeah, what the fuck's this guy up to? Is he sleeping for like 8 days in a row or something? Well, more than 8 days. 20 days or something?
I guess.
This game doesn't seem like that much fun, honestly. I don't think I'd like it. There's too much shit happening, you know? Although...
Well, the point of Minecraft is just like fuck around.
So...
Right? Like,
it's just to like build whatever you want.
Sometimes. I believe there is more of a survival kind of version of Minecraft. That's the version that this seems to be. Where it's not just build whatever you want, but it's also like build things to survive the night. And then the next day you build things to survive the next night.
That is part of Minecraft where it's like things come out at night that you have to protect yourself from. But like, as far as I understand, it's like, it's not like for most people after the first, like the very beginning when you don't have anything, it's really not that hard. Like you build a house so that they can't get in, or you just have a sword and you can kill them. And it's like, that quickly stops being a real threat.
Okay. That makes sense. And also I feel like Jack Black's day night thing would be really fucked because he's in prison for a big part of his life down here or something. It's weird.
That's true.
Like, Scott,
we don't know how long that is.
I mean, when does Jack Black go into the Minecraft verse? Like, what year would you say that happens in?
Well, they dyed his beard.
Yep.
So like 10 years prior to our current day? Because like you get one scene where your beard's dyed and then,
yeah,
that's it.
The thing they don't do in this movie that I was kind of expecting is the Jumanji thing where it's like, oh, Steve, he's been missing for 50 years or something.
He went into the mines as a child.
Yeah, because like there's not a lot to, I don't know. There's just not a lot to date any of this. I guess we know how long the storage locker's been there, right?
Well, but he didn't put his stuff in the storage
right.
locker. It got put in there because his house was abandoned.
So I'm guessing at least that long. Or like that, that's kind of he's been there for a little bit, a couple of years at least, I would guess. But also, it's weird because so he has he has the cube, the magic cube. He gets kidnapped by the pigs. Well, not kidnapped, but he like goes down into their dimension by accident. And he has the dog, and the dog goes in there. And then he gets kidnapped by the evil one. That's the one from Thor Ragnarok, the Australian or New Zealand actor. You know what I'm talking about? The one who's like Jeff Goldblum's assistant.
Maglosha?
Yeah. Something like that. Whatever it is, she's in there. She's an evil pig or something. Apparently she's not from the games.
Oh, it's Malgosha.
Malgosha, yeah. But apparently
she's not from the hold on, she's not from the games.
Apparently, this character is kind of a pastiche of different villains in the game, but Malgosha specifically is not. It's that interesting, yeah. So then, Steve gives his dog the stuff, the magic, the 2 Infinity Stones, and then the dog leaves and goes back into the real world. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I just want to clarify here in this moment. He is standing in front of the portal, like 20 feet away at most.
Yep.
Takes the time to take out the orb, give it to the dog and say, okay, dog. Rubs it on himself so it has his scent. And it's like, okay, dog, you need to run through that portal and take this to my house so that it can't fall into the piglin's hands. Ample time he could have used to just go through the portal himself and do this.
Maybe he knew he didn't have the endurance to make a full escape. Like, sure, he could have went through the portal, but how far is he really getting?
Well, if he goes through the portal, he's good because then the pigs all die, right? Or
they can't be in the sunlight.
Well, do they though? Apparently, they could just put some incense of some shit, and then it's fine.
And also, he does
a potion.
Well, but don't the little guys they have these little incense things that when they're around the queen Morgosha, and I assume that's what protects her.
Malgosha,
whatever the fuck. I assume that the little incense helps her.
I don't know. It's not clear.
Well, I was gonna say Jack Black also maybe because of how quickly it changes and how messed up his perception of time is. Maybe just doesn't know what time it is at all. Maybe it's like, oh, this could be night or it could be day, so he doesn't know what he's getting into. And this is apparently a different world or something. It's a different dimension he goes to a portal to.
It's the Nether.
Yeah, and apparently the Nether is in Minecraft, but it's a bunch of different stuff. It's not just lava monsters. Yeah. It's just where all the crazy shit is. So that's interesting. We do more of that in the next one, I guess. That's where Harrison Ford can live. But
he can be the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, there you go. And he'd say, it's great, the Minecraftiverse. But, it's not great because Jack Black gets kidnapped there immediately. It's funny that he was in the Jumanji movie that is this, but not the Jumanji movie where this happens. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he goes, gives the thing to the dog. Dog comes, throws the whatever it is, cube under the bed. And then the end. Then the movie begins.
The end of the studio mandated narration / Minecraft early appearance.
Yeah. And then we get the main character kind of or whatever of the movie. We finally see him. And this is the character played by Jason Momoa, baby.
Oh,
Jason Momoaing it up as the Garbage Man. I don't remember what his name was in real life, but most of the characters call him Garbage Man. Oh, Garrett. Oh, yeah. And his whole deal is So he lives at this town, which we're saying is Chungun or something, or what was it?
Chugless.
Chungus.
I have trouble with that because Chugless is the name of the town, Chungus. And then Chungus is a guy, and that's like the monster man, right?
I think General Chungus.
Yeah, and I'm familiar with the meme of Chungus being a meme from the internet. I'd never heard of Chugless.
Big Chungus.
Yeah. So then when Chugless shows up, in my head, I'm like, oh, Chungus, like in the thing. Okay. And then another guy shows up and he's like, no, I'm Chungus. The fuck are we? But yeah, either way. He's in Chugless, and he's a refurbished video game component store owner who used to be a champion video game cabinet player in the 80s and played some game that's kind of like Double Dragon by himself, which is interesting, against two people somehow. This was one of those games you could play competitively. I guess you could do it.
It was just like points.
Yeah. But his shop is failing now. Like I assume it always has been. But now he's poor, so he's being evicted.
Now it's a problem.
Yeah, now he's in a lot of trouble. And he lives a radical life of just whatever they could figure he did, which was like eats Oreos for breakfast and a big bowl of protein powder and stuff, and dances around and fucking wears wraparound visor, sunglasses or whatever, and
he's Macho the Man. He's Macho.
Yeah.
Randy Savage.
He really is
Randy
Savage.
Actually, guys, I have a thing here that's
clunk.
Oh man.
The Cube has spoken, and the Cube says totally radical.
Mm-hmm.
What's with all the 80s stuff in this movie, guys?
I don't know. That's the age.
Like, and it's not just him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, Danielle Brooks is wearing like a neon tracksuit for most of the movie. That's also very 80s.
Even like the font is like 80s at certain points for like the credits and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like this isn't a classic game from like the 80s or whatever.
Nope.
Minecraft was made in the 2000s. And it has like pixels or voxels, I guess, because they're 3D.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's not really going for an 80s thing. And obviously the children and teenagers who love Minecraft don't even have an idea of what the 80s could be.
Yeah.
Like they have no fondness for any of this.
And I wouldn't say that this is a problem. Well, or not, I wouldn't say this is a problem. I think this could take place in the 90s or even 2000s were it not for the mother sister's job. Right? She's like in charge of social media for the potato factory.
There's a smartphone at one point.
Yeah. Who has a phone? I can't remember.
When he's thinking of calling his sister because he got in trouble.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's a smartphone.
That's right. So, yeah, if you got rid of like a couple of things, this movie could totally take place in the, late 90s, early 2000s.
Sure, but that would still leave my question with why?
I mean, I don't know. Then you could say, I guess, like, there's something to a character like this being Billy Mitchell and then having been from an era where video games were king, but video games are still king. And
video games are way more king now than they were in the 80s.
And like a retro video game store specifically, like the way he manages it, I could see why it's fucked, but like it shouldn't necessarily be this dead end job. I mean, in a small town it should be, but not. Oh, yeah. But also, like, this guy would be on eBay or something, right? Just, like, doing this? I don't know.
Yeah, his business would probably be mostly online.
Yeah.
He could probably do it out of his house. Like, because, like,
the
amount of people coming to Chugless versus the amount of people, like, across the United States who would be like, hey, can you fix up my virtual boy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would make way more sense as just a virtual business.
Oh, yeah. And also, he doesn't seem to be super tech savvy. That's not, I would say, part of his character either.
Yeah, we don't know what his skills are, but they seems
limited. Like it's Double Dragon. And even that isn't, doesn't apply to all video games, but it does. It was enough to get him a Sizzler sponsorship back in the day.
Sizzler.
I remember Sizzler. Did you guys go to Sizzlers?
Shout out to Sizzler.
I mean, it's probably still
I've
around.
Never been to a Sizzler.
Really? Oh, it was like, I remember going there as a kid because it had a buffet and it was like there were like chicken nuggets and shit in the buffet, and it would blow your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was fine. It's weird now that I think about it, because like that is also very dated. Everything about this movie is very dated, except for the time it takes place in, and Minecraft itself, and even the references are like, I don't know. It's got the same vibe as the fucking one we just watched. The other one that this is, Electric State, where it's like Chris Pratt collects 80s food or something, and he's like, that's our official Master of the Universe Cheetos or whatever. And it's like, why is that the aesthetic we've decided to go for? I guess it's because if it's a man-child, that's what he would have. I don't know.
I guess we're still trying to, even though this is mainly a movie pitched at teens and children, we still want to try to capture that sad adult demographic.
Yes, 100%.
And so we gotta have 80s stuff in there for them. I'm guessing that's the thought process. It, however, makes this character really not make any sense if you think about him more than not at all. Perhaps something that will recur with every other character in the movie.
Perhaps. Doesn't always mean it will. Maybe it's a maybe. You know, maybe it'll all be good. So what's his name? Jason Momoa he goes to a storage auction for a storage lot. I don't know how these work. Do you get to like go and check if stuff is in?
I thought it was blind. Yeah,
they're usually blind.
Right.
I think the idea is that this guy's helping him, but then again, it's open.
The whole
while
thing
they're
is
bidding.
Yeah, everybody can see it. That's why people are bidding high on it, I assume. So everybody else assumes this thing is valuable, but I don't know. I never understood these. And
it's basically like treasure hunting, and like treasure hunting, 99% of the time it's worthless garbage.
Right, yeah. And this is like where Jermaine Clement shows up. He's the big cool guy who like is some sort of fan of Jason Momoa's,
I guess.
and gives him the inside track
So
on this
unseen.
game that actually isn't there. So it doesn't really matter. Where's a cowboy hat? Kind of fun, you know.
They are in Idaho.
We all love
That's
that.
the West.
Yeah. But yeah, so what's Jason Momoa spends a lot of money on a storage locker that doesn't have anything he wants in it anyway. Womp, womp, womp. Well, what does it have,
But
you guys?
what to his wandering eye does appear?
Yeah. A cube. What is definitely a cube, and in any of these universes would appear as such. And he doesn't really think about it that much, but he does be like, oh, that's something. At the same time, a bunch of people are coming to the town. Well, two people are coming to the town, and they're like, we're new to this town because I could get a job here. I'm the little girl, but I'm an adult, I guess. And I'm your legal guardian now because our mom died or something.
From mysterious death.
Yep.
They died from dead parents.
Right? And that...
Our mom had dead parents' disease.
Yeah.
Or...
It sucks when that happens.
As you can tell from the name, it's very, very deadly.
Very deadly.
Dad, who gives a shit, you know? Couldn't even be bothered to care what happened to him. Probably still out there somewhere.
Dad's still back in Maryland.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine. He was just like, yeah, you're on your own now, kids.
Good luck. I hope Idaho has a job for one of you. So then it turns out that the sister who is, you know, I would say in this movie supposed to be probably the age she's in real life, which is like early 20s, has a job at the potato chip factory, working on their social media, getting them to 75 followers or something.
It's a huge.
And she's going to be okay. You know?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sounds like it's a
right.
pretty easy job, actually.
It's company town. She makes one of those a day, like one fake profile a day. She's going to be pretty good. But, you know, maybe they're just being nice because they know how crazy their situation is. But they meet. This is where they meet Daniel Brooks, who plays their realtor or something. Yeah. But she's also an animal wrangler on the side.
She's in the gig economy.
She's in the gig economy.
Horrible.
They kind of half-heartedly commit to that joke for a few seconds before it's over.
Yeah. So she's slumming it as a part-time real estate agent, part-time, or I guess full-time real estate agent, and then part-time zoo delivery person or something.
She says, I'm in the mobile zoo game.
Yeah.
And that's all the
Tough
explanation we get for what this is.
See, like
kids parties.
I like that. I think that's fun. I like that she's like, I'm in the mobile zoo game. And you're like, all right, that's something you can be in. And the son is like kind of, I don't know, he doesn't really have anything to do in this scene. But I do want to point out at one point,
or indeed most of the movie.
How dare you? At one point, the daughter, who is the new mom of this boy, takes what's the word for it? What seems to be a cookie jar, although it does not. I don't think it is a cookie jar. I think it's a little what you would call it, like a pitcher or something, in the shape of like a pig or a fish or something. And
I think it's a pig.
It just says, and I don't remember this character's name, so let's say kid. It just says on the bottom, to kid from mom. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. You know? Just like, it's just a strange way to phrase that, I feel like. Not just like, I love you, mom, or something. Just like, to kid from, like, it's like, I don't know, it's weird.
Her name's Natalie, by the way.
Okay, yeah. And Natalie makes the son, her new little brother's son, a delicious plate of tater tots, much like Napoleon Dynamite, to bring to school so he can be the talk of the town. She also gives him a spray of a cologne to use because apparently signature scents are very important in this neighborhood, which we will learn is true. And I guess it's how the dog found the house so important.
A joke that is committed to for 5 seconds.
Well, like I'm saying, now I'm thinking about it. The dog was able to smell Jack Black in the house, so maybe that scents are important.
Yeah,
maybe.
But we never get told that is the scent that Jack Black uses. Mm-mm. So that's pure speculation on your part.
Yeah, read between the lines. You know, Diggins, sometimes you're saying, oh, the movie tells me too much. And sometimes it's like they don't say what everybody smells like. I infer the smells, and then, you know, it all works out.
Also, I don't think the dog does see the house.
Doesn't the dog see the house?
I don't.
Dog like goes into the house through a dog door that's like the exact size of the dog.
Oh, sorry. You mean in the beginning? I thought you meant now.
No, yeah.
The kid putting on the scent helps him track them.
No, I mean Jack Black rubs his scent on the thing and is like, find my house using this. And I imagine partially that could be because it's got shitty cologne on it. You know, maybe.
Maybe that was a joke in an earlier version of this script.
And it worked. I loved it. So then the kid goes to see what's his name, to see Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is down on his luck. He eats most of his tater tots and is like, you could be my mentee. I can mentor you. And then the kid's like, probably not, but whatever. Then the kid goes
appreciate the offer. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, if some adult man who clearly was like alone and like a man child and stuff offered to mentor me as a child, but he was Jason Momoa, I don't know. I think I could be tricked. I could be like,
yeah, I would be like, well, okay, maybe not the mentoring, but can you share your workout regime?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how'd you get so cut?
Oreos, apparently. And that's the other thing with this character. He does a little bit of exercising at one point, but it's only like joystick finger exercising. But this is one of those movies where like Jack Black could play this character too, and it would make way more sense if like this character who was a video game nerd back in the day and has now kind of lost it looked like Jack Black. But he instead is Jason Momoa. And that's great. And we love that.
And one could even say it would make more sense if you switched them, because Steve has been running around physically doing all the Minecraft stuff all these years. If he was like fit and muscular, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Even better, you know, maybe they could do that in the next one. And then Diggins will like it. You know, that's what I heard.
Impossible.
But then you gotta love this, Diggins. We go to school, and this is where the Coolidge shows up, and she's like, "Hey, I'm Jennifer Coolidge. My whole deal is I'm unlucky in love. I just got a divorce," which I think is probably true of most Jennifer Coolidge characters. Yes, for my husband Clemente. So go to school. And then the kid goes to a school, and the teacher's like, "I'm in really bad financial trouble. I'm your teacher. Draw a banana and an orange." I don't know what class this is, but this is pretty awesome that they...
Well, it's an art class.
Right. And like, I guess the fact that he puts the banana and the orange just on the thing and it's like, draw these, and everybody draws an amazing banana and orange. Part of me expected this kid would be the only one that can actually draw. And that's like, oh, he's the creative one. They're like, no, this town is fucking crushing it. But
yeah. And also, I have a Kunk, 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 kunk. Um, that says, follow the assignment, which is we have one of our people hate creativity moments because the teacher's like, yeah, we're doing still lifes today. Here's some fruit. Draw these. And the kid draws a banana with a big, complicated jetpack. And the teacher's like, what are you doing? The assignment was still life. This isn't what, that's not what this is. Come on, kid. And it's supposed to be like, oh, the world is so harsh on a creative type. And it's like, this is an art class. You are supposed to be learning fundamentals. Drawing still lifes is a legitimate, like, way to build certain skills. And that's what the assignment was. Like, I'm sorry you want to draw a jetpack, kid, but if you want to learn how to be a good artist, you do need to do this kind of thing.
I mean, fair. My other thing with this is, like, it's not like he draws an abstract banana in this diagram. He draws a really good banana. So, like, it's, I don't know, it's a weird version of, like, you figure he would draw, like, a banana made of cubes or something. And then the teacher would be like, that's not what a banana looks like. And he's like, but I just have too much artisticness. But his banana is still a photorealistic banana, just is wearing a jetpack also. And he didn't draw the orange at all. Didn't even bother.
Yeah. That must be, I think that's what the teacher's most like.
Yeah.
Come on, kid. You're supposed to draw the orange and the banana. It couldn't be a simpler assignment and you botched it. What's wrong with you?
Is that stifling creativity, though? Is that stifling his creative nature where he wants to break free?
Okay, here's where I come in and say, no, DJ. Learning how to correctly, like, learning correct, like, procedure and, like, technique and, like, fundamentals, learning anatomy and other, like, important elements of conveying, subjects visually, learning how to draw, essentially, is not stifling creativity, it's helping it. You are teaching someone how to better realize what they want. He's not saying you can only ever draw oranges and bananas. If you ever do anything else, then you're a failure and a fraud. He's saying the assignment was to draw an orange and a banana. We are trying to learn about still lifes. Like, you can draw stuff on your own time, kid. In fact, that would be good for this art class. Just do the assignment.
I don't know.
Right.
It's kind of like stifling creativity, though, when you think about it. And then the guy's like,
second of all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You go.
No, you guys second of all.
I was probably going to say the same thing you're about to do.
Yeah, well, next they go, all right, well, let's see if it's a real jetpack then, huh? And then they just let him build the jetpack. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And that's not what this is either.
Yeah.
That's why this being art class was weird to me. It's because this classroom was clearly a science classroom or something. It had all those tables and stuff, and it didn't have an easel or anything. And then when they start building that stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what we're doing in this room anyway. But nah, it just seemed like that was some fun they were having.
Yeah. And the weirdest bullies in the world, like, look at his picture and are like, that the jetpack wouldn't work in real life, though. Like, of course not. It's a drawing a kid is doing. What's wrong with you? And then instead of saying that, the boy's like, no, I did all the math and I could build a functioning jetpack if I wanted to.
Yeah, not a good clapback, to be fair.
Well, and also the way the kids are like, you can't even make a jetpack like that. I'm like, I don't know, this looks like a photorealistic jetpack. It's not like it's a backpack with fire coming out of it. It has tubes and shit in the drawing. Like, maybe he can. I don't think so. But, like, you really want to bet that he can't make a jetpack? Also, he makes a jetpack. Like, I don't understand why the kids are getting in his business. And it's like, he finally makes a jetpack at the end of the movie. It's like, he made one before. You just can't fucking put a mannequin in it and not expect it to fly into nowhere. But
yeah, like the bullies sabotage it. They, like, clip a wire so it doesn't work. And, like, in real life, we got to get out of class early and go outside to watch a demonstration of a functioning jetpack would be the coolest shit in the world.
Yep.
Why would anyone be upset about it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. People in this town, listen, this is a weird town. I'll be honest. I don't fully understand it. It seems like it completely runs on this potato chip factory. And one guy in town also owns this, old antique rental store or something. So, like, maybe these kids' brains are just not good. You know, maybe there's been too much potato
potato
pollution.
chip at birth.
Yeah. And
they've all got potato starch, like flowing through their veins instead of blood.
And like I think that would explain too one of the like not dumbest, strangest things here. The kid's like going into detention because he blew up the potato chip. Like this isn't why, but because of all the shit that happened. Basically, like you got to have someone come pick you up from school, and he calls Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa comes to the house comes to the school. Is like, I'm his uncle. Is there anybody in this town that does not know who the fuck this is?
Well, now, Nando, you say that. She does know who he is. She's like, oh, your uncle is the garbage man?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then why does she put together that this isn't this kid's uncle? Or does she think he moved here to be next to the garbage man who is his uncle? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. This is a good movie. Good point.
Like the thing you have to understand is that these kids are new in town. So
right.
Like, the idea that they've never seen this guy's niece and nephew before makes sense. They just moved here.
Yeah, yeah. You can just make a movie where that's what it is. You know, they have to go live with their weird uncle in the middle of Iowa or whatever, or Idaho.
It's the garbage.
Yeah. And he's a sexy guy, you know, so that's what Jennifer Coolidge notices immediately. Kind of makes eyes at him. That's fun.
Do you remember what he says as they're driving away?
I do remember that. Do you remember, DJ?
I don't.
It says, whoever divorced you is an idiot.
It's yeah, that was cool. I'm glad he said that.
They lay a little seed, like, oh, maybe some Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge action is going to be happening. And that's not quite where the movie goes.
Nope. But maybe it could have.
If only he had his chance.
Yeah. Oh, man. Maybe that's a sequel. You know, this new guy will be the villain, and then Jason Momoa will have to romance her. They're setting up like a long arc for this character. I think that's smart. Anyway, the movie's
Twisters at the end. Glenn Powell doesn't kiss.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg has notes for all these movies now, and he's like, don't let them kiss. They're the main stars. And make her kiss a computer man. Anyway, this is where the movie kind of gets bored of this town and goes, let's have them find the Minecraft cube. So then they do, and they pick it up and go, we should turn this into the Minecraft cube.
And there's a note with it that obviously Jack Black did not have time neither had time to write, nor did we see him write it when he was giving up the cube. So you're like, oh, I guess this was from an earlier version of the script when they didn't have the whole intro narration that the executive demanded.
Yep. The note even says, don't do this if you're Jason Momoa and you're a struggling business owner. And that's cute, isn't it? We all like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the cube leads them to the mine or something. See, in my head, I'm like, oh, the cube's just going to open the portal. But like, they're directed to the mine by the cube.
Yeah. It calls.
Yeah.
Because apparently putting it together opens the portal, but in the portal, it doesn't open wherever the cube is. It is a stationary portal that happens to exist in this mine in Chugless.
Yeah.
So after being put together, the cube and the earth crystal together guide you towards the gate.
That's inconvenient, but fine, I guess. And then they're just like, let's go to the cube gate or whatever. And they just walk there. And then the sister, mother, and Danielle Brooks are like, hey, my son disappeared. And then Danielle Brooks is like, on phones, you could check where they are. He's over there by the mines. So then they go to the mines too. And then they get sucked into Minecraft world. Isn't that something?
And Danielle Brooks is like, why am I in this movie again? And everyone's like, there's never going to be a reason. I'm sorry.
4 is our number. I don't know if you saw Jumanji, but the number was 4. Therefore, we decided the number here is 4.
Correct. And you know what? I think she was great. She has what I think is the classic line of the movie here. Can you guys remember what she says when she goes through the portal? What the classic joke is?
What the hell?
No, she does have that too. But no, everyone's coming through the portal, they bump into each other, and she says, my butt, hit my butt. And that's like pretty good. Yep. All the kids probably laughed and loved it. Now, one thing that will happen in this scene that doesn't matter, but is incredibly important for just the history of the world, I guess, because the portal is open, one of the like weird guys walks through it. Now, I didn't understand this, but apparently this guy is extra dumb or something.
This is a nitwit,
yes.
The type of villager who is incapable of doing anything.
So that's interesting. And he goes into the real world, and you'll never guess who he's going to bump into. And you'll have to wait and see. Anyway, they do Minecraft shit. I don't know. They go rescue Jack Black or whatever. Well, they don't. First, they go they
get rescued by.
Yeah, Jack Black. Well, Jack Black is like still in prison, I think, right? And he's like,
yeah. So the executives realize, like, oh wait, the part of the movie where they just suddenly meet up with Jack Black doesn't make any sense now with the narration we added, where he's prisoner.
Yeah.
Right. And another scene where they let him go for no real reason.
Yeah. Right, because they're like this whole kind of like, oh, you have to get the box for us, and then you double cross them or something.
Which there was no double cross.
No, he kind of forgets about that. Well, there's like another weird fake double cross, kind of, but it's not related.
No one
to
ever
this.
double crosses anyone. The pig people just presume.
Right, but Jason,
the pig people are just like, we're tired of waiting. We're just gonna attack them for real now. By which I mean, they dubbed over some lines over the scene where the pig people originally decide to attack because they have to awkwardly shoehorn in this subplot they've added of Steve working for them that wasn't in the first version of the movie.
Correct. And that was cool that they did it that way. But then it becomes night and everybody's like, oh my God, we're going to get eaten by a bunch of shit. I mean, they don't say that, but that's what happens because all the stuff comes out. Now, I didn't know what any of these things...
The zombies and the skeletons.
Yes, but this game seems creepy. There's spider guys and stuff. Don't like it. Not good. But then they all learn to Minecraft, mostly the kid. Although Jason Momoa does some Minecrafting too, by accident. And it turns out if you punch the cubes, they become smaller cubes, and you kind of could use them and toss them. But also, if you have enough, you just point. And he builds a little house. And Jack Black comes with the fire arrows and shit. And it's like, hey, everybody, you guys remember his classic line that he says when they meet him? You probably do. It was when all the kids stood up and cheered.
I
am Steve.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
As if that fucking means anything to any of the four of them. It's like, oh, Steve, the missing child from Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
He's just introducing himself. Like, you meet someone new and you're like, hey, I'm DJ. Hey, I'm Chris. He's just saying, hey, I'm Steve. Yeah, but he's Jack Black, so he says it in a weird way.
Right, and this character just is Jack Black, too. Like, he's got all the not shitty, love it.
He's Jack Black 2, the sequel.
Ooh, yeah.
Kind of. We are in post-stage Jack Black now.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like that.
Well, and we're in, because Jack Black is so many things to so many people, you know? He's Tenacious D. What is your ideal
Not
Jack
anymore.
Black? Well, yeah, not anymore. What do you think of when you think of Jack Black? Like, what's the role that comes up in your head besides this now?
It's for me, it's Dewey from School Rock.
About you, Diggins?
That's my Jack Black touchstone.
I feel like it's that kind of era of Jack Black, but I imagine more Tenacious D type projects. You know, like more of the singing,
right.
Is a rocker, hey.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You know what I'm saying?
For me, it's Shallow Hal because I saw that movie once.
I knew you were going to say Shallow Hal. I should have called it.
It's a great movie. But then wasn't he also in Saving Silverman? You know what I'm talking about?
Was he?
Is he one of the? He's like the shitty roommate who's like, oh, we got to save him from his new wife, who's a real, bad lady. I haven't seen it in a while, but there were a lot of those movies, like you're saying. And School of Rock, I would say, is a little bit after that, but because School of Rock, I think was 2005, right? I think before that was the Tenacious D era, where he was just a piece of shit in a lot of movies. And that's what Shallow Hal is. And then Saving Silverman and stuff like that. And I think the eras of Jack Black, School of Rock turns into the Poe era, which turns into this later, which is post Poe. Not that they're not going to make those anymore, because I'm sure they will. But I think Nacho Libre also introduced him to a lot of children. And then children were like, we like this. What this guy is doing is great to us.
Yeah.
And
let's put him in Mandalorian.
Yeah, let's have him and Lizzo be a Mandalorian. She's back now too, you guys. Uncanceled or something. Great.
Is she?
She's doing Saturday Night Live in a week. But I mean, the last guy who did Saturday Night Live music also just briefly canceled.
Well, he's back in God's country now, Nando.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just think Jack Black is interesting as like a person in culture, because he's very similar. He's always the same guy, but like he's appealing to different audiences. Like I think it would be crazy for Jack Black to make a Saving Silverman today, but like he totally could. There's nothing stopping him from doing that.
Yeah.
But now he just does these like cartoon movies where he's a cartoon character.
Well, also money. I feel like the projects he's in, it's like, I'll make a fucking shit.
Yeah, well, what's he trying to
He must be
buy? The
fucking
moon?
cashing in.
Like he's good. I mean, and maybe he just loves all these scripts and has fun making them and stuff, and good for him. But
they let him do whatever he wants.
Oh, I'm not saying he can.
Speaking of this scene, he's just like kung fuing zombies off the roof, right?
Yeah, and like
it's great.
He's at a very high level of energy, and I don't know, people are into it. Obviously, the kids loved his Bowser. He did the Peaches song. I don't think his songs in this quite hit that level, but he tried really hard. And like, you know, I don't know. He's interesting. And he's like, I'm a guy and I'm going to help you guys do whatever it is you're doing. I don't know. And they go to the village where they meet all the other villagers in the big rock monster thing. That's interesting, isn't it?
The Golem.
From
Iron
Pokemon.
Golem.
Iron Golem. Ooh, even worse.
They're not rock at all.
That's true. So they're not really golems, are they? But yeah, DJ.
I have a cube shaking.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is called but who's eating here? So there's a chicken shop where they get lava chicken, right? But the villagers are all vegetarians. So is Steve the only one purchasing lava chicken? Like I couldn't figure out like who is consuming all this lava chicken.
What about the pigs? Did the pigs eat?
But they can't go here.
Yeah.
I guess they can. I don't know.
No, they can't.
I don't understand the rules of
unless
the
they have the potion.
Yeah. I mean, they could go at night, but I imagine the lava chicken store isn't open at night.
Well, and what about the monster? Because the monster doesn't have a potion, but he just seems to be, free to go whenever.
Which monster?
The pig monster.
Oh, I assume he gets the pig potion. I assume everybody that comes from the pig land gets the potion as they leave. But
okay,
yeah, I think
except the guys who immediately turn to like,
not them.
But,
but I do think Jack Black eats the thing by himself. I think he's the only person that enjoys this chicken.
Okay.
Or
I agree.
I was going to say other option.
Or
maybe the villagers are vegetarians, but they still delight in the cruelty associated with killing an animal.
Oh,
so for them, this is just like a fun thing to watch, but they throw them away when they're done, cooking the chickens.
Okay, I'll buy it.
If this movie makes $1 trillion, which it will, do you think we're getting this? Do you think we're going to get like a Disney World of this where you can buy a square chicken and eat it?
Is it Universal?
I don't know.
At minimum, we're getting a KFC.
No, it's
promotion.
Warner.
Oh, yeah, KFC would be good.
So this is Warner, so it would have to be Six Flags. So
that's
probably
true.
not.
Six Flags should just change to this now. Then fuck the Looney Tunes. Fuck whatever else Six Flags trying to pretend to be. Just go Minecraft theming, man.
Well, what are you, David Zaslav?
Yes,
fuck Looney Tunes?
exactly. Because fuck it, man. Just do this.
Get rid of Superman.
Yep.
Get rid of what are all the coasters in fucking Six Flags? Get rid of
Just
all
that.
of them. They're all Minecraft now.
Yeah, get rid of all
Who's the big one that goes like vertical?
Well, they got rid of that one already, right? King Ka.
Oh, okay.
That one they fully tore
King
down.
Ka, yeah.
But like other
All right.
ones, I'm just like, name that one the Enderman Coaster of Death or something, and we're good. Paint it purple. Fuck it. But yeah, I mean, I think for them, as much as this Superman is like something that's kind of memorable, they don't own that. Like they own some licensing. It's weird how the licensing for stuff like that works. Because like obviously, Six Flags doesn't own the Looney Tunes, but Warner Brothers, I'm assuming, if they were ever successful as a business, which they seem to not want it to be, would like to build their own Disney World, the same way that like Universal was able to use its properties to build a big giant thing. And then if that happens, you figure they'd want the Superman ride and they'd take it away. But they probably can't. Same reason that you can't have the Marvel rides on the East Coast, right?
East of the Mississippi, baby.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's real.
Because Universal
Why?
Islands of Adventure has Marvel rides in it, like the Spider-Man ride and stuff. and they have the license to make rides about Spider-Man and Marvel characters east of Mississippi.
That's how old it is.
Yeah.
Is that's what they made the line of.
Yeah, when they did the purchase or whatever, Louisiana Purchase, they were like, and this is where.
This was back during the Jefferson presidency,
Yeah,
where we owned that part of America.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
And they, it was important, and I'm glad they did it, because now we have two different ones, and we can compare them and go the other one's better than the Disney one, and that's great. Also,
and that's the free market.
Yeah, exactly. Also, my cube is rolling around. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, it landed on. Hey, remember this scene in the Super Mario Brothers movie where they walk through the village and go, "Hey, look at all that stuff. This is what the food is like here." All right, let's go to the next thing.
Speaking of this scene of like walking through the village and pointing at stuff, did either of you have in your theater the teens absolutely losing their fucking minds at the pig?
The pig, yeah.
The pig with the crown.
I had a bad, well, not bad. I went to the movie at an odd time, so I didn't have a lot of teens.
I had a whole mess of teens, and they lost it when the pig with the crown showed up. They were
so. What is it?
Diggins, do you know what the pig with the crown is?
I don't have the slightest clue.
Now it's funny. The pig with the crown is a child who died, who is a Minecraft streamer and was known for having a pig with a crown. That's why Jack Black sees the pig with the crown and the kid's like, is that the king or something? And Jack Black says, no, he's a legend. It's because that is a tribute to a dead live streamer, Diggins.
Holy
so
fuck.
Now do you feel bad about not liking this movie because it did that, so now it's good?
I don't know.
Maybe you missed other things besides that.
Whoa, what?
First of all, correct. Second of all, I'm pretty sure it's adult, actually. I think I may have elaborated or may have gone a little bit younger than...
I'm sure the kids loved him for live streaming, but he was probably an adult.
Yeah, he was probably an adult. I don't know too much about him. I know his name was like Daggerblade or something going into this, which is why I heard that there was a Daggerblade tribute, and I was like, oh, somebody's gonna pick up a sword and go, that's the Daggerblade sword or whatever. And then in the end I had to Google it, and it's like, no, it's that pig. So I don't know. I mean, but that's what that pig was. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just letting you know the teens in my theater lost their shit when that pig walked on screen.
They were huge fans.
This is the Stan Lee cameo. But instead of this would be what we would do where Stan Lee is dead or something, and just have it be a pig with glasses on, and we'd see the glasses and go, wow. And Iron Man would be like, that pig used to be the fucking G, and he was Larry, what's his name? Larry King too. Pig was everywhere. But
he's Larry King. He's Hugh Hefner.
So then they go to Steve's house and they're like, here's how you do Minecraft. Now, this I also didn't know, that this is how Minecraft actually looks. It's like a little 9x9 square table? And you like put shit on it. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I don't want to play this game, but like I appreciate that it's not just like every other crafting game where you open a menu and then you click on the thing and then it consumes the resources. Like, seems fun. I don't know how it works where this kid's able to like add real life potatoes to it or whatever, but he can.
Yeah, he makes a tater tot gun with stuff from his pockets.
Yeah.
Good
and
for him.
Jack Black is like, wow, you're so incredibly creative. You could make that out of regular, ordinary stuff. And it's like, he put things randomly on a 9x9 grid and then hit it with a hammer.
No.
Like,
Diggins, you wish it was a 9x9 grid. It's a 3x3 grid.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3x3.
When you hit it with the hammer, you infuse your creative spirit into it. So if, say, me or you did it, it would just turn into a big plate of metal potatoes or whatever. But when this child who has the touch of God in him or whatever, he is able to make a gun that looks like a big harmonium or whatever. Some fucking old-timey instrument. It's pretty cool. But then the pigs show up and there's a big chase. You guys like this?
Well, before the pigs show up, what else happens, Nando?
They make the buckets.
Does somebody make some kind of threat?
I mean, yes, but I didn't understand this. Like, looking back, I don't fully get this, right? Jason Momoa wants diamonds.
Well, it's because the movie's written badly.
Yeah. So what is the threat? Is it just I won't get, because Jason Momoa also has the orb, which he shouldn't have. Like, not shouldn't, but like seemed like the orb was lost.
No. They didn't think the orb was lost. They were like, let's give it to Hank. Here's the thing. I feel like they were trying to do a like Jason Momoa that only thinks he knows the kid's name, but Hank is a nickname for Henry.
Yeah.
So like, does he actually just know the kid's name and he's just saying Hank because that's a nickname? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like they were like, let's give the cube to Hank because he is cool, and we're gonna pretend he's the main character, even though it's definitely not him. And so at some point, I guess Jason Momoa stole it from him.
Right.
And he's like, I've got the cube now, so if you don't do what I want, then I'm not going to give it to you.
Right. And then Jack Black is like, well, I have all these diamonds, so you can have them and then take them out of here, and I guess maybe you'll be rich. And you know, that's a little fake double cross that the movie does for about 5 minutes.
Well, Nando, that would, take the diamonds that we saw in this storehouse that he has. That would be what would logically make sense if you thought about what's happening for more than never.
Well,
but instead, something else happens.
What is it? What does happen? Is this where they go to his like secret mine?
Yeah, Jack Black is like, we can only get diamonds in the mine. That's way out of the way of the Woodland Mansion where we need to go.
That's right.
Jason Momoa's like, we're going there first, even though it's way out of the way, because I want diamonds.
Yeah, that is weird, actually. Also, I just want to real quick. But then the best guy shows up, you guys. Chungus. And that's a guy different from the town name. And it's a pig. This pig is voiced by the director of the movie, I believe. And he is like, hey, man, it's me, a cool guy.
You know,
but he is also a big monster pig guy.
Didn't grab me or anything.
To get Jack Black and the cube or whatever. Yeah. What'd you think of this big action scene, huh? Pretty cool.
So... I'm not always the most attentive about this kind of thing. I don't always notice it per se the way a lot of people do. Never before
high praise
has every single one of a movie's action scenes consisted of actors standing in front of a green screen, running in place or waving their arms around more than this one.
Wow.
Every single action scene is just so clearly a bunch of things happening theoretically around, but mostly behind two human actors as they just sort of desperately wave around. Like, am I interacting with the stuff? Is this good? Can you use this?
I can't believe you would say that, knowing we've mentioned multiple times how many Hobbit movies there are. And threatened many times to make videos about or do podcasts about them, but if you say so,
Nando, you see the difference there is that there are no human actors in those scenes. It's all CGI, baby.
That's true. It's it's weird. It's tough with this one because like I don't know how you do it more realistically, but also like it's one of those movies where like everything's supposed to look so weird and like fake. That it like
you know how you could do it, Nando?
How? Not make it?
If the movie was animated.
No.
And you didn't need to have real people in it.
You know what? To be fair, someone did animate the trailer for this. I remember when it came out. They like animated all the Minecraft stuff in like a Minecraft engine.
The 69
to make it more of like what you would expect.
Black,
instead of big giant guys, it's like little square guys.
Blocks.
And maybe they'll do that for this movie when it comes on VOD. And then it'll be good.
Oh, yay.
Oh, I mean, we could have got the 69ing. It just would have been weird square 69ing. Probably would have made more sense.
Oh, well. DJ, hold on to that cube. It's almost here.
Yeah, so to escape, their big fight scene, they fight the Chungus and stuff or whatever. The people get split up. The boys on one team, girls on the other. The boys do Batwing gliding, and it ends with the kid on his own wings flying away from the big hot air balloon monsters, and then Jack Black riding on top of Jason Momoa, who also has a set of wings, And Jack Black and Jason Momoa need to make it through a very
They call
tight,
man sandwich
circle thing
right?
in a wall to evade the giant octopuses. And what did they do, fellas? What did they? What strategy does Jack Black? Jason Momoa suggests.
Well,
I've never heard this.
Well, hold on. DJ, please. The cube is bouncing around all crazy.
Oh my God.
Let's let it clunk, 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 clunk before we say man sandwich.
Man sandwich. Pretty good.
In a situation somewhat similar to one our pal Joey found him in an episode of Friends.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotta go nose to tip.
Yep.
Or nose to toes. I forget exactly what he says.
I think he says nose to toes.
Nose to toes in order to fit through this hole. And that means they've got to spin around so that they're 69ing.
Yeah.
And then hold each other tight.
Oh, baby.
Really grasp firmly. Jack Black gets right up between those legs, and then Jason Momoa locks those legs in, so he's holding Jack Black's head lovingly with his calves.
Yep.
Or really more his thighs, because he's in there.
It's all thought. Yeah, no, it's really...
Yeah, they got a little boost, like a fireball boost that they get, right?
And that somehow makes them small enough to fit through this hole, mostly because once they're actually near it, the hole becomes 10 times bigger than it was a second ago.
Yeah, perspective and all that. It's hard to judge. Yeah, too. And I think maybe Jack Black was just like, I wouldn't mind. I got to pretend. I got to protest a little bit, but this is nice.
Yeah. And I really got to ask, and I want your honest opinion on this one, guys. Do you think they wanted people to make Jason Momoa Jack Black Yowie?
Yeah, I do. I think they wanted this to be funny and sex stuff, and because it's not just that. Like Jack Black is like riding on top of Jason Momoa. At one point, Jason Momoa grabs a big handful, or excuse me,
him.
Yeah, at one point, Jack Black grabs a big handful of Jason Momoa's butt to climb onto Jason Momoa. Like they're exploring each other's bodies in ways that I never expected in this movie, and that's not the end of it either. There will be other body exploring, or at least what's the word? Suggested body exploring. But yeah, they're all up in each other. And I loved it. I thought that was great. It was very brave for a movie to do man sandwich.
DJ, what about you? You think the Yowie was on purpose?
Again, gotta go with my heart.
Okay, we're all in agreement then. We absolutely not only think they meant for Jason Momoa and Jack Black to kiss, we think they should have.
Yeah. And I think it's not like Jason Momoa is, obviously he's coded as like, a Jason Momoa type who says like radical and stuff, but he could be into dudes. You never know. Maybe they are the couple that could come out of this movie in this little group. You know what? If Jason Momoa in this movie is gay, better gay representation than him in Fast X. Yeah, I was going to say. It's pretty good. And, but yeah, they survive and they do a big escape, and then they have to go into some house or some shit to do chicken jockey. I forget what any of this was. I really like... Well, there's the whole mine first, where they go in the mine and they get diamonds, and then a big pig monster's there and they run away. Right. And this is where the little guys are, the creepers. Yeah, the creeper farm. Now, this is a farm Jack Black has constructed for this purpose. Mm-hmm. You do this in the game for the purpose of farming creepers, because you can get resources from them. Yeah, I presume. I don't know. I've never played the game. I believe they create gunpowder. Is what happens if one of them explodes. You get to harvest gunpowder. So I guess that's why he made this creeper farm, to harvest gunpowder. That's cool. Fun, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, and they fight a big pig. In one of many conflicts the movie pretends to have, the kid finds out, like, oh, we only came here because Jason Momoa wanted to, and not because it was the way to get to where we're going. You're selfish and a jerk. And I'm like, I don't know. It seems like this all kind of worked out, and you guys got to the mansion at the same time as the other people. Yeah. So it wasn't even slower.
Shit did not have to happen.
Yeah, this part I do find pretty confusing and pointless. But I think
My favorite thing is like I actually have a cube here. Clunk, 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 clunk. A line I love from the kid for multiple reasons when they're having the argument about this is like, you weren't alone, you had me. And if I was Jason Momoa, I'd be like, okay, first of all, I'm like in my 40s minimum, probably 50s.
I was doing the math. He's got to be at least 47, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was at least a teen in 1989.
Yeah.
And I think this is supposed to be present day.
Yeah.
So that's 36 years. And, we'll be generous and say this movie's supposed to release in like 2022.
Right.
So we'll say that was 33 years ago. He's got to be at least in his 40s, in his late 40s.
Yep.
It's like, and you're a high school kid. So already weird vibes. Second, I've known you like a day. Not even.
Yeah. But what if he was his uncle?
You're asking me.
Then maybe they would have more of a relationship.
Well, yeah, maybe, but that's not what this movie is. Like, you're asking me to pin a lot on a relationship that basically doesn't exist and would get me arrested when there are diamonds here. Like, come on, kid.
Yeah. I mean, it is a weird line, and it's a weird thing. The whole thing's weird.
Oh, yeah.
They hate all this middle stuff. Everything from 69.
Like all the character arcs are bad and don't make sense.
No. Well, the 69 is fun. Everything from there till the chicken jockey thing, I'm like, all right, this can go. But the middle stuff,
I guess they figured they had to put something, right? That's like the only.
Oh yeah. I mean, like most Marvel movies these days, they feel like they have to pretend to have a character arc, even though they don't.
Yeah. And they did the little thing where he's like, I used to believe in you and stuff. I mean, I do think there's a character arc to be had here of like the sister, maybe. Like she's maybe the closest thing I think has to a character arc.
They try to set that up, and it's also really bad because back in the village, this Jack Black is like, it's cool to be creative, and then the sister's like, but in the real world, you can't always be creative all the time, and sometimes it's bad because it gets you made fun of, or you blow up my job's mascot, and we owe a lot of money that we don't have.
Yeah. The military
the kid, I love this accidentally overhearing it because the kid literally like teleports in.
Yeah.
Yo, he just is in the POV. Like she was just saying that shit like to his face.
Yeah, well, in the logic of the movie, yeah, because he's just there, but like he's not there. And then we like cut to a different angle to, I swear, a part of the scenery we could see in the previous shot, and he's just standing there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he's like, oh, you think I'm stupid and dumb and should die? I'm gonna run away. And it's like, that's not remotely what she said.
I can't believe she would say that to him. It's a good point, Diggins.
Yeah, stuff being a kid.
Yeah.
And also it comes out of nowhere and is like the only line like that. And the next time they see each other, they're just like, we resolved that off camera.
Wow. Fucking crazy.
That's how movies should be.
Fucking crazy.
You know, instead of a problem, they solve it like adults. She's an adult. He's not really an adult, is he? He's a child. Anyway, the movie continues. They do chicken jockey or some shit. I don't know what this is. Apparently this is a thing. The kids love it.
The teens loved it. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I bet they did.
While this is going on, I do think the women are doing something, but I don't know what. What are they?
They're tame a dog that turns out to be Jack Black's dog.
Yeah. Which, is how you in Minecraft. Yeah, you give them a bone and you tame them, right? Because what's her name is like a dog. I mean, she's a llama expert or whatever, but yeah, that's her thing.
Well, they've decided in this scene that that's her thing.
Yeah,
it hasn't been until this point.
Well, she said that she loved having a whole zoo of shit and stuff in her car. So very clever.
She said she had it. In fact, I believe in this scene, she's like, yeah, you think I like doing a bunch of like gig economy jobs? I hate that.
It is annoying. He's right.
It's some truth.
Yeah.
That, like, in here, she's like, I grew up like the mother-daughter's like, I grew up too, or mother-sister's like, I grew up too fast and I hate this. I wanted to be a kid. And then the other one's like, yeah, being an adult sucks. I fucking hate everything.
Hell yeah. Just like Chapel Roan thinks everybody says.
Yes. Yeah.
Right on the money.
It's really 1-to-1.
This is also a scene, speaking of weird plot development, where the devil or whatever shows up and tries to hypnotize the boy into thinking everyone hates him. That was interesting.
Oh, right. The Enderman.
Yeah.
Which is another big Minecraft thing. Is the monster that's guarding the 3rd floor of the Woodland Mansion. And yeah, when he gets warned, if you look in its eyes, it'll try to melt your brain. And yeah, he sees the other 4 characters in the movie telling him he sucks. And I'm like, none of this was like a thing that happened or like you were worried about or got talked about before this moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just went right for it. It's brave of them.
It's like if you like ran into a monster that looked into your eyes and like your uncle showed up and was like, you'll never be an expert unicyclist. Never. And I'd be like, if that was the thing I had any feelings about, I'd probably be pretty upset right now, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that, and also, isn't the Jason Momoa one like, you're not even good at being creative? And it's like, he never said that. If anything, he was pretty supportive of the child and his, weirdness. That's like kind of what these characters have in common. So if the sister said that, that would make sense. But it does feel weird and out of character for Jason Momoa to say it. But hey, man, that's just what those monsters do. I can't,
But I mean, hey, I guess that's why it doesn't work, and instead he beats it to death.
Yeah, he kills it and turns it into a little thing for later. What was the other thing? Apparently, the Jack Black has white eyes in this scene, and that is some sort of reference, kind of. Did either of you guys see this?
I did not.
I didn't know.
Apparently, there was a legend of an evil Steve with white eyes that existed in Minecraft, and people were tricked into thinking was the thing, but was not a thing. And by accident, they forgot to color Jack Black's eyes in the scene. So everybody else has purple eyes, but Jack Black has white eyes. And then people were like, "Oh, is that a reference to evil Steve?" And they were like, "Yeah,
totally.
Way to go, we did it." And that's great.
Is that Herobrine?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think that's it.
I've heard the word.
Yeah. So then they fight. What's her name? The big Maleficent or whatever shows up. Maldefico. And she's got Malgosha, and she's got a big magnet that pulls the thing to her, which is handy. I guess there's proximity to it, so then she's able to steal everything. And then Jason Momoa sacrifices himself to death to explode on the bridge, which is sad. If he died in real life, it'd be hard to explain to people. He came back. I'm pretty sure that guy's dead. How do you know? Just guessing. Sir, officer. So inform his next of kin that he is dead once and for all.
Well, that would be you. Aren't you his nephew? That's what the school record says here.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell myself, and then I guess I get to own all his shit now, but it all sucks.
But it's all debt and an eviction notice.
It's bad. Oh, no. I have to go to jail. Debtor's prison or something. That's how I figured this would go. It's great. And then it's the end. The movie goes, it's the end. It's a big old sky beam and shit, and the end happens.
It's gonna fight.
Yeah,
because the Malgosha puts the orb on top of a big nether portal, and it makes everything dark, so the piglins can be here now.
Piglins, they're pretty cool.
Thank goodness.
But the kid has all kinds of cool plans and shit to do creativity, and turns basically makes those golems we've already seen, but makes a lot of them. And I'm like, that's a good way to fight these things.
Those for the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. His big plan is make a bunch of things that I've seen before and I'm not inventing, and line them up and tell them to go have a big CGI fight that doesn't involve any of the characters we've been following so far. So it's just a mishmash of CGI like soup clashing against each other like a kid smashing his action figures' faces together.
Delicious soup. Soup is nutritious,
you love
too.
The soup, Diggins.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Everybody loves soup. Jack Black probably loves it.
You're a huge fan of the soup.
Oh, he puts on his diamond armor.
With Joel McHale? I mean, I did watch it.
I loved the soup. The soup was fun. That was before internet was internet,
Mm-hmm. You can't really do that now because everybody's doing it all the time, forever.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be boring. But then they fight everybody and win the fight because they do.
And clunk, 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 clunk. I used Steve's water bucket trick.
Hmm.
So Jason Momoa comes back. It turns out he's alive.
Wow.
He does the big rescue where he flies by on a one of the big balloons
Octopus
and helps the
things,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah. And he says that to like explain how he lived. And to be clear about how he died, because we really glossed over this.
Yeah.
They're on a bridge, and the piglins have a bunch of TNT barrels and are like surrounding them on either side, and are like advancing menacingly to blow them up and the bridge. Steve and the kid Henry jump, or Jason Momoa throws the kid, and then Steve jumps to one of the octopus balloon platforms.
Yep.
But then he's like, for no reason I can't come also.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me behind. And he just like punches a bunch of the piglins, and then like 100 barrels of TNT explode in his face, and that's the last time we see him. And so when he says that later, I'm like, it's not the fall I was worried about, Jason Momoa. It was the 100 barrels of TNT.
Damn.
Nah, I figured it out.
Yeah, that sounds
crafty.
right.
He's Minecrafty.
Maybe he put himself in one of the buckets or something, you know? What if you do that? What if you turn yourself? What if you hit yourself enough that you turn into a block of yourself, and then you put a bucket on top of that? Protection. Yeah.
I don't know enough about Minecraft to know if that would work or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, as a young kid, I do, and I know that is normal. So it's pretty cool. And he is back. Also, Jack Black has his diamond armor, and he doesn't kill Magadosho, but he almost does. I do like the Magadosho scene where they fight, and she tries to stab him. That was fun, right? We like that.
Very silly.
You mean after they're fighting?
Yeah, when the fight's all done.
Come closer.
Yeah, and then it's like, no.
I like the idea of that. I felt like the execution was a little flat.
Yeah.
I think it is the bones of a good joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I agree that there's something kind of dull about it. Maybe it was the fact that he's a real person and she was a big CGI whatever, and they didn't quite get the timing. I don't know. But then
probably that.
Then they all go home to Minecraft or to regular land, and then
non-Minecraft.
Steve comes too because fuck it, he should try to be creative outside of Minecraft world. And I assume this means the pig takes over the whole world or something in Minecraft world. Because what was stopping her before? You know?
Well, she doesn't have the orb.
Yeah, but like she could still wait until night and then just kill everybody, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. She seems like she could if she decided to.
Yeah, there really seem to be limits on whether they could go to the overworld, and then there were no limits on it.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
true.
What the fuck are we doing?
As long as they use their time when they're in the overworld to farm whatever that thing is that lets them stay in the overworld, then they'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody does a cool dance and that has a cool, fun dance time.
And then everyone lived happily ever after with. So this is my favorite, right? So this is like kind of like Cube Shake or whatever. So it's like, okay, what's Steve's thing? All right, well, actually, no. What's the garbage man's thing? It's like, oh, his shop is now successful because we revamped it, and there's a new video game.
Yeah,
and he's like friends with Jack Black, so he doesn't have to play a co-op game all by himself. Okay, that one like more or less makes sense. What's Steve's thing? He has friends now. I guess that's good. He has like a best friend. I guess it's good he has a best friend. Okay, great. Now we go to Boy. He gets his jetpack to work.
Wow.
Sure.
That's great.
I guess.
That wouldn't really have anything to do with anything you were doing in the movie, but whatever. Sure.
Yeah. The gig economy lady, it now works for her, I guess. She has the zoo.
Full-time zoo. She and Dennis the dog team up to do zoo stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess because she has a square wolf, everyone is interested and like goes. And I guess that was the one of her jobs that she cared about, because now she's like, this is what I want to do.
Right.
Not clear throughout the entire rest of the movie, but
she rediscovered her love of it when she was taming all the other ones, you know? So that's pretty good. Also, if I saw that thing, I would be like, we have to take that away from that woman. She did weird, you know, like that's bad. She did weird things to it, made it live in a box that's the shape of that or something its whole life. And yeah, but I don't know. This is Idaho. They do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, right. There's no rules. So that's it. But then we have the final one, that the mother sister. What will hers be? makes a survival class.
Oh.
We couldn't figure out anything.
Teaches self-defense, and I'm like, was that her thing?
Yeah,
Right?
karate.
Are you sure?
Does the movie know?
That was it.
Someone tell the
sure?
movie.
That's a good point, actually. She did like to fight the alien or the monsters. Good.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it. They said it at the end. They were like, and now she does
They told
survival
us.
mode. Yeah.
Which is funny because that's a mode
That is a
of
mode.
Minecraft you could play.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Get
god.
That's pretty good.
How fucking fun.
Pretty sick. And yeah, it's great. That whole thing is great. We love that for her. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
I feel like
So-
she probably could have got a job at the potato factory again or whatever. You know?
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, they've been gone like less than a day. She probably hasn't even lost it.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't get fired from the potato factory, right? She was just kind of upset that it got destroyed by her brother's jetpack.
Yeah, like as far as the potato factory people know, like that had nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And in fact, as far as reality is concerned, that had nothing to do with her.
Yeah, also true.
But you know, it's good that they gave her a thing to have her be her thing. You know? She fights a guy, and then it's pretty cool. But then, what's the end of it? And I skipped one scene where they're on a date, but forget about that. It doesn't matter. Jennifer Coolidge just back, baby. And she's
Oh my god.
now hanging out with the guy, the one, what do we call him? Ninny or something?
The nitwit.
Nitwit. Hanging out with the nitwit. And he just lives with her in the world now and makes this little, because they speak in like weird little speak. But then the guy that's the teacher who's poor comes back and he's like, I used to be your husband. I'm not anymore, but I want you back, Jennifer Coolidge. And Jennifer Coolidge is like, no, I love this guy now. And then something incredible happens, you guys. The nitwit, a thing we knew, everybody knows, can't speak normal from Minecraft and stuff. It does speak normal. And what does
yay or whatever.
What does it sound like, you guys? Oh,
I love you, Jennifer Coolidge.
yeah.
I'm here to kiss you all good.
Mm.
It is I, the nitwit.
Yeah. So he's a Matthew Berry. Did you recognize this wonderful voice, DJ?
No.
Oh,
What?
immediately.
DJ,
Apologies.
you gotta
Sorry.
recognize Matt Berry now. We've done enough
Come
things.
on.
You had a package in that Snow White movie that got edited out or something. Remember that? He's a favorite of the podcast.
You don't instantly recognize him the second you hear his mellifluous
Yeah.
tones.
I guess not.
Man.
Oops.
I guess we know who's the real Matt Berry fans here. And who
Yeah.
isn't.
Wait,
I
so
never claimed to be.
do you know who
one,
he
to be
is,
fair.
DJ?
Does
Does the name Matt Berry mean anything to you?
No.
Or we gotta make this. Well, you watched the Fallout show, right?
I did not watch the Fallout show.
No. And I assume you don't watch the What We Do in the Shadow show. So otherwise you
Do
know.
not.
And I also assume you never watched
did you-
Girth Marenghi's Dark Place, even though that's the best one.
Also,
Did you ever watch season 6 of Community?
Yes. Oh my God, my favorite episode.
No.
Did you ever watch wasn't he in, let's see, I'm on his Wikipedia page now. Oh, he's in The Wild Robot. I didn't watch it, so that doesn't count for
Didn't
me.
watch that
Yeah,
either.
he's the beaver.
He's great. He's got do you remember the Book of Boba Fett? He was that one robot that spoke a couple of times and then everybody got upset because that's all it did instead of be funny. It sucked. It was the worst. Oh, it was so bad. DJ, you gotta love Matt Berry. Like, not you have to,
I
but
could try.
you will. You will.
All right.
We'll make this
All
work.
right.
I mean, Dark Place is like hilarious. It really, I mean, and all the other things you mentioned are also hilarious, but like Dark Place, there's only 5 or 6 episodes of. Like, it's super accessible. And it's, yeah, one of the funniest shows ever made. But
Okay.
yeah, well, wow. But were you at least like, that's an interesting voice for this man to have?
I mean, yeah, insofar as like it's strange. So, you know, it definitely felt that way.
Wow.
Sorry, really let
So
you guys down.
you've never heard Matthew Berry say New York City.
Yeah, or a woman's
Not even
hand.
once.
Never heard that.
You hit me with a woman's hand.
He's great.
I just rewatched that recently. Very good.
It
Very
really
good.
genuinely is like one of my favorite episodes of Community. It's in a season that's like weird and there's some jokes that aren't perfect, but he's so funny in it, and so it's such a funky episode. Yeah, he's great. I'm sure there's going to be some weird thing that DJ has seen in this, like Christopher Robin movie or something. And he's like, oh, right, that guy from Christopher Robin movie, where he plays a character named Policeman Bobby. But I didn't watch that, so I don't know if he's in that. Like, I would never name that for him. But yeah, wow, incredible. And then
I apologize. I really do feel bad.
Did you ever watch his TV show, Toast of London?
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, obviously not.
You should. I mean, yeah. He's he's all over the place, baby. He was in the Sarah Silverman program. He was in Moon, apparently. I don't remember what.
Oh.
I think he's the husband off screen or something like that. There's a character named Overmyers, but obviously he's not Sam Rockwell or the robot. So, but I think he's like somebody.
Did you ever watch the IT Crowd?
Nope.
My goodness.
Well, bad person.
Another really famous thing for him.
Yeah, there's time. You can turn your life around, DJ, and watch all those things we said. I mean, listen, okay. I didn't even know this. Diggins, did you know that he's in that new Watson show where it's like, what if Watson was the main character? And it's what's his name, Morris Chestnut. Apparently, he is the Sherlock Holmes of that show, but only in voice. So that's pretty funny. Huh. Also, he is he's cast. These are the 3 things he's got on his his upcoming Citadel, that show that probably won't exist, so I wouldn't get too excited about that. Rogue Trooper, which is a video or a comic. It's like adjacent to the like Judge Dredd and that stuff. It's got a lot of weirdos in it, like Jermaine Clement and stuff, so maybe it'll be a comedy, who knows. But then he's in the Cat in the Hat movie that they're making. He could be pretty fun in that. He is not the cat, but that's Bill Hader. But he could be, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the Things.
Maybe the Hat.
Or the Hat, yeah. Or maybe he's the Grinch or some shit, and they'll do like an expanded universe. You know, maybe he's in the end. He just opens up the mold. Or maybe he's this. Maybe he's the Minecraft guy.
Maybe he's the goldfish, and he'll be going like,
make him the
cat,
fish.
you silly
my
bastard.
God. Yeah, that's correct. That'll be it. That'll be great. I forgot about the goldfish. Or maybe he'll be Alec Baldwin. Remember him? He had a girdle on.
Oh, yeah. Do you think they'll be adapting 1-to-1
why not?
The Mike Myers plot?
Why mess with perfection? Yeah, it's really good. And then there's another post-credit scene. I mean, this is the post-credit scene. This one happens to start the credits. But yeah, I assume they're going to get married, her and this weird thing, fall in love and have children that'll look like Hubert, probably. And that was great. Mm-hmm. But then also Steve goes to his old home, and who to his wandering eyes does appear, but the woman version of Steve from the game or something.
That's right.
It's from what I've been told. Named Alex. Alex? Yeah. Apparently this is voiced by Kristen Wiig, but you would never be able to, you'd never be able to tell that, but that's not,
Unlike Matt Berry, did not clock it immediately.
No, me neither. That's great. So.
Can I just also say that if you had asked me before that credit scene played, I would have sworn on a stack of Bibles that the kids were living in his old house.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird that they didn't do that. Yeah. I guess this is like Idaho, where you can just get a house, You ever looked at how much houses cost in Idaho?
She does say when they're moving there, it's like, yeah, we're moving here because I have a job opportunity and everything is incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
I assume that's the deal.
Oh my God, some of these houses. Incredible.
What are we looking at?
It's an $1 million house, 1.4 million, but it's humongous. And it's like,
okay.
It's like a whole compound, but I'm going to try to find
it's like a Yellowstone ranch.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like a Yellowstone ranch from Yellowstone or Landman. Listen, if anybody
Speaking of, when's your episode of Yellowstone airing, Nando?
Oh, I love Yellowstone. When am I in Yellowstone? Was I in Yellowstone?
This is an old bit that I don't think was ever even on mic.
Oh, I forgot.
You were going to be in Yellowstone.
I should be in Yellowstone. I'm not cool and tough enough like Tyler Sheridan or whatever his name is, who's the main Yellowstone guy. But I also can't ride a horse like him or any of the other great things he does. So what would even be the point? But yeah, so that movie, that's the end of Minecraft. Probably gonna get another one. Probably gonna get 100. Because it made a
Yeah,
bazillion dollars.
many of them. It made so much money. It's
Minecraft.
doing like even better than the Mario opening weekend.
It's better than I think the Barbie opening weekend or something like that. Like it's insane how much of a hit this is. And you know, I think this will spawn a bunch of movies that we'll hate way more, and we'll look back and go, "Hey, Mario wasn't that bad." Roblox movie now, that's going to be something. But you know, like Minecraft.
You know, we're saying all this, but like, what is fundamentally different between that and, say, the Lego movie? An incredible movie.
Well, Lego movie is great. We love that.
I'm just saying, like, you could do something really good and interesting with something that is such a blank canvas. They won't.
That's true.
But you can.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I mean, there's comics. There's a Fortnite comic that's very good. It's a Batman comic, but like it's very interesting. And like there's ways to write a story in that universe that would be fun. But not like why bother, but like why bother? You know?
Well, why bother?
Why bother when you can make something this poorly and it still makes $1 billion?
$1 billion. Good for them.
Kids loved it.
The kids did love it. Also,
The teens loved it.
I'm worried, genuinely worried about how this will affect movies going forward. There will be a generation of teens that will believe that this is how you can like behave in any movie.
That part of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, I think we as adults let them get away with this one. We were like, fuck it, it's Minecraft, go crazy. But like, they got to know this, and it begins and ends at the Minecraft movie. You can't come into Thunderbolts and hoot and holler every time, you know. Well, you can if you want. I guess that one you can. But like other movies, what's another movie? Jurassic Park. No. Nice and quiet for that.
But I think part of it is like people have been just like talking about the death of movie theaters forever.
Yeah.
And maybe this is how we bring them back.
Yeah, they've been talking about it forever and it hasn't happened. Interesting.
That's true. But now they are dying in front of our eyes. Maybe we bring it back by having everybody yell all the time. That would be something. And you bring headphones so you can hear the movie yourself.
It's an idea.
Yeah. You know what else is an idea? We recommend some things to the fine people, you guys. You want to recommend some things?
I would love to do that.
Wonderful.
It's an idea.
DJ, what do you have to recommend to the fine people?
I have things. I have so many things. I have a couple things. One is Temptation Island. I previewed it last week. It's like, oh, I might recommend this, and I will because it's amazing.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished
Oh
it.
my God.
There will be a future Roses and Rejections where Michelle and I talk about it. So I'll say
With Mark Wahlberg?
With Mark H. Wahlberg or whatever?
God, I would fucking love to get Mark Wahlberg.
He's so good.
Yeah, but I'll save most of my commentary for that. But I'll say if you want some bottom of the barrel fucking trash, it's here for you. Like,
And if you're listening to this podcast, we know you do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you know, give it a shot. It was on Netflix's top 10, so you know people loved it.
It's a huge hit. I feel like it's gonna spawn 15 of these. Like, the people love Temptation Island. Apparently, there's older seasons. They're on like USA Network or something. But
yeah. That's where Mark Wahlberg came from.
I mean, he came from the ones that were on like the Fox, 5 back in the day. Like in the 2002 when the show was like a network show, he was on that too.
Yeah.
He's just believed, 20 years. It's like, there's time. Temptation Island will the people will need it. And here we are.
Yeah, it is time. So that's that. And then the other one is Devil May Cry on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I find it quite enjoyable. It's Studio Mirror. Same guys who did Legend of Korra and X-Men 97.
Oh, cool.
So they took Devil May Cry and they shoved a bunch of 2000s nostalgia in it, and it's great. It's a good time. There's like a couple parts where they kind of go a little cheap on the animation with like some CGI, which I didn't love, but like it's fine. It's not a big deal. But overall, I think it's fine. And I think it's a good voice acting cast and overall good animation. So I've been enjoying it. And it's only 8 half-hour episodes on Netflix. So, if you're not a miserable parent, you can probably churn that out in an afternoon.
Does he do cool, badass stuff and stuff in it? Like, is he a cool, sexy guy? And like, he doesn't even give a fuck?
Yeah, he's a cool, sexy guy who didn't give a fuck.
Hell yeah.
So
How cool and how sexy.
quite cool and quite sexy. I think they really captured the Dante essence in this. It's like,
Oh no, DJ.
what?
Did you play those games?
Okay, well, yeah, but like, why?
I've heard very bad things about it from people who played the games.
Oh.
The Netflix, why?
They think it just does it. It like really like doesn't even not capture the spirit, but actively spits in the spirit's face.
Oh, hell
Okay,
yeah.
so-
do that.
I will say it is like a Devil May Cry 3. Well, I guess I should say I haven't finished it. I'm like 5 of the 8 episodes in, but I don't like have a reason where there'll be like a horrible turn or pivot. But it's definitely like Dante from Devil May Cry 3. Not
Yeah,
like,
that's the best one. So I don't think that's what people are complaining about.
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see how people register complaints.
I hear the
Spits in
character
face,
of
really?
Lady especially is like ruined.
Oh, you mean the show? I thought you meant like just Dante.
No.
Yeah, what did you
I'm
thought?
saying
Okay.
people who like Dante and like Devil May Cry think the show is bad.
Mm.
Okay, because the show does like a bad job of Dante.
Yeah. Wait, how could the series be spitting in the face of the series?
No, I thought you were saying the series is spitting in face of the game.
Wait.
That's what
What?
he means. Wait, hold on. Okay.
You were saying that the Netflix show spits in the face of the game.
Yeah, but
Correct.
you said you thought I meant a different thing.
No, that's what I thought you meant.
What?
It's
that
late.
makes sense.
It's very late.
Yeah.
It's late. So
Good point.
So you're saying that I would like to know why people think that. Because
I
I
haven't
think
watched it, so I can't articulate this position particularly well. I just know what I've heard.
they get like the Dante pretty good, but I don't know, maybe it like turns horribly at the end. Because like I said, I didn't finish it, but like 5 in, I'm like, no, I feel pretty good about it.
All right.
I could see critique, yeah. Totally ruining Lady, I buy it, but I don't mind what they did in the show. I guess it comes down on like how much you're a purist are you about the games, and it's like, don't you dare touch my toys. I'm very angry about it.
touch
And
'em.
like I could see it,
Yeah.
but like who's in it? Kevin Conroy.
I thought you were gonna say Kevin Spacey. I was like, man, he's back, baby. But wait, Kevin
Yeah,
Conroy
he's
is
playing
very much
Satan.
not back. What happened? He's
Oh,
dead,
Yeah,
right?
he must have recorded this a long
a
time
while ago.
like yeah.
All right.
Or
No, DJ's right. Kevin Conroy is in
Yeah,
it.
nice.
He must have recorded this a long time ago.
Wow.
Or Studio Mirror's got some shit going on, guys.
That's true. Maybe it's the CGI one. That's what we all.
Oh,
The
God.
future, baby.
uh,
Yeah. So
or
that's-
actual reincarnation.
Or that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I like Devil May Cry. I would love to do a deep dive on being like, they fucked it up. I mean, yeah, I could buy overall like this show isn't incredibly faithful to the games, sure, but like as far as like the character Dante goes, I think they do like pretty
All right.
pretty good.
We could talk about this off mic because, like I said, I can't really articulate the position.
That's fine. But
Well,
anyway, so
yeah.
I still say watch the show. It's real good. So yeah, Devil May Cry, Temptation Island, all on Netflix. I'm still watching that weird John and Mulaney show, and I don't get it, but I can't stop watching. So
Yeah,
take that
I
as-
want to like it, but like, man, those phone calls are so awkward. I cannot enjoy them. But the other pieces I
I'm
think are
attracted
quite
to
fun.
it like I am attracted to it like a moth is to a flame.
Yeah, like-
It's so weird.
Listening to people tell Michael Keaton about how much money they let their
Yeah.
siblings is just so
Yeah.
weird. But
It's bizarre as fuck. Watch the Cruises episode. It's fucking crazy.
okay, that I can get into because I hate cruises.
The Cruises episode is weird as fuck. Anyway,
Anyway,
Diggins, what do you have to recommend to the fine folks?
I got 2 quick ones for you right here. First, you guys may have heard, rip in peace, Val Kilmer. Great
Yeah.
actor. Obviously, he had a lot of health problems in the last like decade, or I think even more of his life. But
yeah, definitely like MacGruber time. It was like starting up, I think, but by then it was like he wasn't in that many movies anymore. That was like what, 2010?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but I think because of he had the like throat cancer, and, like couldn't really talk very much anymore. But anyway, because he passed, I wanted to honor him by watching a movie of his that I loved a lot when I was younger. And you know what? It held up. I watched a movie called Top Secret. Have either of you guys seen this one?
Yeah. It's a Zucker movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was made, I think, not that long after Airplane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's by the same guys. Top Secret is like how Airplane is a parody of disaster movies. Top Secret is a parody of kind of a lot of things, like spy thrillers, but also like World War II movies, but also like Elvis movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because Val Kilmer plays this like American rock sensation who has been invited to East Germany for a cultural festival at the same time as the East German High Command is planning to destroy the NATO submarine fleet. And he sort of ends up embroiled in like the resistance effort to stop them before their plan works. The movie is incredibly goofy. It's just nothing but jokes. Like you can tell even from that plot, like the plot is itself very silly in a way that like the Airplane plot is, you know, the pilots are too sick to fly the plane and they need to land it. Like that's
right.
Not a joke premise. Everything about Top Secret is a joke. Down to the fact that the East Germans are literally just like the Nazis. And then the resistance movement is the French resistance, even though they're in East Germany. And you know what? There's a couple jokes that haven't aged great. I'm not going to lie. But overall, still pretty dang funny. And Val Kilmer's doing a great job. This is his first major role ever.
I'm just going to say, yeah, it's crazy. But
yeah, and he kills it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a movie of his that I really liked when I was younger, and I was surprised. I was pleased to see that I still liked it now. Also, have either of you guys ever watched Chan Park-wook's or Park Chan-wook his Vengeance trilogy?
No, I don't think so.
So that's Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance.
Oh, I've watched Old Boy, but not the other two.
Okay. Well, it's a thematic trilogy. It's not like a plot trilogy. So you're not like missing something from Old Boy.
Very
Old
Joey-esque movie. Yeah, people that like Joey, go check out Old Boy.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have a time.
Yeah, if Joey's been speaking to you, then you should definitely watch Old Boy. But I'm not recommending Old Boy or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, movies I watched a long time ago. I'm instead recommending Lady Vengeance, a movie I only just watched for the first time, the third in the trilogy. It's about this woman who gets released from jail after like 13 years for murdering a child. And like when she was in jail, she was this incredibly sweet, kind-hearted person that everybody loved. And the second she gets out of jail, she's like, all right, done with that. Time for revenge.
Cool.
And what she wants revenge for is not clear at first. It becomes clear as the movie unfolds, so I don't want to spoil that. But it's a phenomenal movie. I think it plays in the same themes as those other two do, but it takes them to like a really like emotionally complex place. And also sort of asks about like beyond just vengeance, like how do you atone for something? And I think it like in that thematic way is incredible. It's also just, you know, it's a Park Chan-wook movie. It's incredibly stylish. The cinematography is excellent. He has all these like he has this tendency to sort of like his movies usually tend to not be as wordy because he'll deliver exposition by like just showing a thing happening and then showing somebody like the people in the scene reacting to it. And like that tells you everything you need to know. It's he does that a fair few times in this movie. It's great. I loved it. I might like it even more than Old Boy. I need to sit on it for a while to say that for sure. But yeah, so that's Sympathy for Lady Vengeance is technically the whole title, but you'll find it in most places under just Lady Vengeance. What about you, Nando? Anything to rec?
Couple things. Watched that movie Hard Eyes. I kind of liked it. I wish it was a little bit more one or the other in terms of like kind of all comedy versus all, like, I don't want it to be all gory, but I don't know. It felt like it was, you know what I mean, Diggins? Because you watched it too, right?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, if it could have been,
but I didn't.
It's a mostly sincere, like in like the romance part of it, or like the romantic part of it, and then the horror part of it is like really goofy and over the top, and it kind of feels like you maybe should have married those two halves a little more.
Yeah, but it's okay. I think most people would enjoy it. There's a lot of comics I read recently. I finished a series called The Brood, which is Succession, but for Lex Luthor, and that's pretty fun. It's only 4 issues, but I'm sure there'll be some collection of it that comes out because I read it in singles. Absolute Martian Manhunter is great. It's probably one of my new favorite comics, and it's like the absolute line is DC, you know, like what if Superman was a little different? What if Batman was a little different? And the Martian Manhunter one is easily the most different, and just like has an interesting style. It's one of those characters that, like, I feel like I know Martian Manhunter's deal, but you very infrequently, compared to say Batman or Superman, see him rebooted or see a different take on Martian Manhunter. So what that becomes here, I think, is very clever. But I'll say my main rec, speaking of that, is I watched, because I had been told it was good, the Batman Ninja movie. They put a second one out called Batman versus Yakuza League, and I had a good time with it. It's not that, you know, it's fine. But it's, you know, one of those movies where it's like, oh, this is the Wonder Woman of these ones, and this is the Green Lantern, and they are all Yakuzas, and they're from a different dimension and shit. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch Batman Ninja 1, but I've heard from people that that's not great, or like it's just kind of not as exciting as it should be. But this one was cool. Fights were good. You know, story's pretty simple, and the animation was solid. I don't know too much about the voices, but probably an interesting voice cast as well, because these always have like a ton of people where you're like, oh, him. But yeah, you know, pretty cool. That's all I got, though. Not too much. I mean, I finished, you know, whatchamacallit, White Lotus ended this week and stuff, so that was cool. And then, yeah, we're close to the end of Daredevil. But what are we doing next week, fellas?
Are we?
I don't know.
I thought it was like 18 episodes.
What is Daredevil? They split it into two seasons, so it's 9 episodes and 9 episodes, but they're kind of 9 seasons. Yeah.
Those motherfuckers.
Cool. I love when they do that.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of after they like rebooted it or like kind of imagined it, so maybe it is more. It seems like it's concise because I can kind of see now where it's going to end, or like, you know, I can see the shape of where the finale is going to be. But,
right.
But we'll find out soon. But yeah, what are we doing next week, fellas?
Are we?
I don't know, but we should maybe ask DJ if he has anything to plug.
What?
Oh, we did the next week and then the plugs, right?
Yeah. Did we?
We do now.
Sure.
Yeah. Usually.
Are we doing Working Man? Do we have to give Jason Statham his due? I feel bad that we skipped it.
I mean, is it at this point? I kind of want to wait till it hits VOD. Isn't the vampire movie coming out this week?
No, the 18th.
Oh,
assuming you're talking about Sinners.
I am, yeah.
So we got a gap week.
We could do one of our debts. Since they're
we have a new
up.
debt,
guys. Breaking news: Dix the musical. Congratulations to the Florida Gators!
Wow, incredible.
So you'll be Dix the musical, and then Kierkorth, whoever you are, get back to us. And if not, then Sporked, and if not, then Street Fighter. Yeah, but I guess we'll figure out what we're doing next week.
And
do I plug things? Do I plug now?
Yeah, would you like to plug anything, DJ?
Roses and Rejections. Now that it's the off season, we're gonna have a big Temptation Island episode. That's our next one, and then it's probably RuPaul's Drag Race finale, and then I want to talk about Pop the Balloon. That's happening on Netflix, I think, this week. That'll be interesting. You guys heard of this?
It sounds familiar, but I don't. Oh, I know what this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a show?
It's like a live event on Netflix. So I don't know if they're doing a one-time thing for Pop the Balloon. For those who don't know, it's like you go in, you're like holding a balloon, and if you want to date, if you don't want to date someone, you like pop their balloon, and then I think they're like out or something like that. No, I know.
How's that different than all these other shows? Other than there's a balloon.
That's it. The balloon is
there's a balloon. Yeah, it was like a YouTube show or something, right? I kind of remember this. Yeah.
But so there's like a lot of stuff we'll be covering. And then there's that fake trader show on Netflix, the $1 Million Case or whatever. I've heard it's very fine and not great. Yeah, just to have the juice that Traders does. Anyway, a lot of stuff. Pop Break podcast feed. You can find Roses and Rejections. Diggins, got anything to plug?
Nope. What about you, Nando?
I'm putting out some videos. I have my what's going on with the Spider-Man title and what comic that is. How could that be interesting? I also have a video coming out that's kind of because this is a thing that's happening in Marvel Rivals, but it's my why do people like Emma Frost so much video. So it's like, 20 minutes on just like what's her deal and why is she so popular.
I was going to say, is it just a 10-second video where you go, she's hot? Bye.
She is hot. That is true. I'm not going to lie. I said that in the beginning. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to pretend that this is not a supermodel within the game. Have you seen her in the game, by the way? They made a choice that I have never seen made with this character that I think is something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or is this not?
I'm not sure. They gave her. I'm going to check to make sure I have seen this.
So Emma Frost, yeah, she's joining Marvel Rivals. Traditionally, like a supermodel, like all of them. Like that's the thing. All the X-Men are supermodels. She's the only one that acts like it, but like they all have the traditional supermodel body. Except what they did for her for some reason, and maybe just because they were like, let's do something different. They gave her enormous thighs. It's insane, but it's such a choice, and I respect it. I put her. There's this little video that's like introducing the season in the chat. But yeah, anybody that's like, that's Emma Frost. I'm like, no, she never looks like that. It's something that they decided just for this. And I respect it.
They did that for the sickos out there.
I mean, listen, the sickos were going to get something. That's the thing with Emma Frost. It's like, it's not like they took, I don't know, it was like a character that would never do this and then like made him the sexy one. They just kind of changed the percentage of sexiness and which part of the body. It's interesting. But anyway, yeah. So Marvel Rivals is cool. So I'll have that video out, and all that stuff will be on the Nando Cut channel. Until next week, how about Nando V Movies on Bluesky?
I'm at To Be By Day on Bluesky.
I'm at C Diggins on Bluesky.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.